It is it's nearly almost half 12 at midnight. Half past midnight. Like, what is wrong with me? Well, simple. I fell asleep before 5. That's the issue. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. Last time we did what we needed to do. We grabbed the cheese, we got some wine, and then we also fought Titan and successfully beat him. Whoopee! Then, of course, the Scions have either all been captured or dead. Yay! Or just happen to have not been in the area at the time, as we'll find out later. But for now, actually, I'm just going to use the time. But for now, this time, we'll be heading towards Corfas. Trust me on that one. But I also decided, since we hit level 50, I was making these murmurings in the past, like, part or two, that I actually focus on maybe grabbing the other classes at the very least. Pardon me. That we'd have access to. I'm heading the wrong way. We need to head this way first. So, of course, the logic of it all is quite simple, really. We're going to grab them. We're not going to really do much with them, but we're going to grab them. So we have access to them, and then whether I do the grinding off stream or on stream, in the event that I happen to feel like, you know what, I don't want to be playing this content at level 50, I can. Or, you know, higher level, even. Or if we ever decide we're bored of White Mage, then we've got options, you know? This is my mind at work. So, first things first, Gridania! Over here is the Archers Guild. It is here that archers, the realm over, gather to master the bow. We engage the enemy from a distance, ever seeking to alter the course of battle with a single well-placed arrow. So, yes, the Archers Guild is your only ranged DPS choice in the physicality side of things. Oh, the other ones are the magic classes. So, you know, an agent tool, as this person goes on about, and how it's been practiced by many a time, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah, archery stuff, boring, blah blah blah, yeah. And of course, if we worry unduly, Lucerne is an affable and kind-hearted woman. Even those not of the guild have been known to seek her counsel on various matters, so at least their guild leader is a good person. I should probably not be just all blah 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 to it, but let's face it, we know what archery is like. If you've played any single fucking game that contains archery, it's usually under the same principles, no matter what. Greetings, adventurer. I'm told you wish to join our ranks. Indeed I am. I am Lucerne, the Masters of the Archer Guild, and I bid you welcome. Our doors are open to all who have the will to learn. Allow me to explain the basics of our art and offer you a foretaste of that which we teach the members of our guild. The bow's greatest advantage is its range. Unlike those arms used in other disciplines of war, it allows one to strike at the enemy from afar. Though the bow may not boast the destructive force of a sword or spear, its myriad strategic applications more than compensate for this shortcoming. An experienced archer can immobilize an enemy by striking a leg, or sap its strength with a poison arrow. Which is, yeah, it's a strategy you can use. AKA you get dots. Ways to become a virtuoso of archery, and a veritable deluge of death will be yours to rain down upon your foes. By fighting from a distance, we can better assess the battlefield, and thereby determine the most advantageous course of action. This is paramount import, as our role in battle is to exploit the enemy's weakness, with the requisite placement and timing, but a single arrow may serve to turn the tide. To this end, the guild seeks to instill a discerning eye within its members, that they might learn to strike at vulnerabilities swiftly and surely. It's a way of working about it. Now, any halfway can bend the bow, of course it is just wood and string after all, but it is no simple undertaking to become a skilled archer. You must be prepared for a long and arduous journey. I fired a bow before. I wasn't very good at it. I resolved to complete that journey. We can dedicate ourselves to the art of archery. As well, from this moment forth, you may consider yourself one of our number. Yay, I am one of them. One of them. Now lend me your hunting log if you would. Because bestowed a short bow. Well, it really is short. Arm yourself with your new weapon and speak to me again. I would have you undertake a trial to gauge your fitness to join the guild. Indeed, the ways of quests are quite simple. A long spiel about how the class actually is, about, well, at least what their philosophy was back when they introduced the class, but obviously that's not always the case. Now, this may fill up my weapon log a little, my weapon little bit, but getting my hands on everything just means that we can actually like go from here and assess what we can do. Speaking to them again gets you my first bow. Ah yes, the bow becomes you, Chris. Now before proceeding any further, I must needs gauge your innate aptitude for archery. To this end, I hereby assign you the following trial. Slay squirrels, ladybugs and fun grass that roam just beyond the city gates. 3 of each should suffice. Doing so, you'll prove your fitness to join the Archers Guild. Goes without saying that you must do so using a bow. Report back to me when the task is accomplished. Now go, Chris. Earn your place within these halls. It's simple enough. Every single one of these acts the same. Also, since we're doing this while I've still got my level 1 gear, means that we're not actually going to be looking, I don't know, naked or anything like that. We'll be heading over to the Lancers Guild, and it will be the second and the only other class we can grab from Gridania at this time. I'm going to save Voldar till last because that's where Red Mage and Samurai are. I'm not being an idiot. Over here is the Lancers Guild with Gillian, their guild receptionist. I didn't really say the name of the archer one, didn't I? The Lancers Guild uses the lance and various polearms to strike an enemy. Insight on the history is that, well, yeah, 12 Woods, I just uses it quite a lot of the time. That's all, really. There isn't really much more to say about it, really, in my opinion, but anyway. And Rain here is the guild master for the Lancers Guild. Understand you wish to learn the Lancers art under our roof. I see you have some combat experience, yet it remains to be seen if such skills as you have acquired will avail you here. To be fair, yeah, there is a difference between healing a person to death and stabbing a person to death with a long pointy stick. So, you know, fair enough. No matter, in my capacity as Guildmaster, I shall guide you in training, beginning with the very basics, the principles of an art. There exists myriad fighting styles, each of which have its own unique qualities. None, however, can claim to be as offensively minded as ours. Our approach is ever one of attack, no matter who or what we face. And in some cases, it feels like they just stab themselves 50 times. Sometimes they just love dying horribly. It happens. An experienced Lancer is able to wield a polearm as if it was an extension of his body. He transforms into a raging storm before his foes, delivering a barrage of devastating thrusts and slashes. And you too can have the character development of a brick wall. I'm sorry, I've got trails on the mind again. To facilitate such a relentless assault, we Lancers forego plate, favouring armour of leather and chain. Such materials as provide adequate protection without unduly hindering movement. And yet there's number of times when it gets similar gear to the tank stuff. Weird. A Lancer's worth may be measured quite simply in how swiftly and decisively he can pierce his enemy's defences. By its nature, the polearm is a simple weapon to wield, for good or ill. Even in a farmer's hands, it is capable of wreaking considerable havoc. Thus has it been a mainstay of every great army since ancient times. Yet know that a lance alone does not a lancer make. Faced with unfavourable odds, an unseasoned spearman will break formation and flee without a moment's hesitation. A true lancer, however, flinches not before his enemies, for he knows not the meaning of fear. Where's my glasses case? Ever does he press forward, disdainful of the odds, that he might pierce the enemy line and open a path to victory. It's a nice philosophy here. Needless to say, doing so requires no small amount of courage, and that is why our guild has striven from the first to instill this essential quality in every soul who passes through our halls. All your trials await you should you join our ranks. Knowing this, have you the resolve to wield the lance? Oh, I'd say we do. Can't really see our face right now because we've got a mask on, but there you know. There's a point to wearing masks, I believe. I think there was a shite song made by a YouTuber once. Or at least that's what people say. I don't recall. Maybe it was so bad I've stricken it from my mind. Then again, I am of the opinion that there is a true art in making a truly bad song. Like, some people could probably intentionally make a bad song, and that's the whole point of it. It's not meant to be like a piece of art. It's meant to be like done purposely to be like cringy or sound off in a very specific way. At the end of the day, some people do like self-sabotaging their own careers. Some people are just like that. And if and let's face it, YouTuber songs, they tend to not be the best. They tend to just very much end up being relatively not good. Right, anyways, we need to go through the menu again to sort out our weapon, and then we can talk and grab the Way of the Lancer quest, where we then stab things with the lance multiple times over. Lancer unlocked. Like, I challenge people to... Oh, God, yeah, I forgot, because of our thing, we've actually just gone and done that, haven't we, when we've gotten stuff. We'll look at the things in a second. We'll just, plus symbol, and then... Yeah, recommending gear is going to be the same no matter what, but anyway. My first bit. I challenge people to come up to think of a good YouTuber song, where it's like a YouTuber has chosen to make a song. It's not as easy as you'd think. So you're able to discern one end of the spear from the other. Good. You're doubtless eager to put your new weapon to the test, which is well. I too have a test in mind, or rather, a trial. Your aim wants us to kill squirrels, ladybugs, and fungi. That's all, really. That's the thing with these my first weapon quests. At the end of the day, it will always be the same thing. So, we'll run our way through killing these things in the Central Shroud. Also, we do have access to the hunting log for them, so we'll be getting a lot of experience out of this by default. Also, we've got about a minute and 40 left. Also, wait, you know what? I should not fucking think of anything ever again. Like, go as graduating from all life, and it's just like, oh crap. Oh wait, what am I doing? Right. Before we actually stab things too many times, what sort of actions do we get as Lancer? Well, here we go. Here they all are. We have True Thrust, a potency of 170. Full Pull Thrust, a potency of 100 unless you use True Thrust first, in which case it is 250. Simple enough. Life Surge ensures critical damage for the first weapon skill used while Life Surge is active. Basically, you're much more likely to actually do damage, and also it absorbs a portion of damage dealt as health. Whoopee! Piercing Talon is a ranged attack of 150 potency. Disembowel is a potency of 100, unless you've used True Thrust, then it's a potency of 210. And grants Power Surge, which increases the amount of damage you're dealing by 10% for 30 seconds. And that's fine, I guess. Full Thrust is a potency of 100. Unless you've used Full Pull Thrust previously, then it's a 380. So at level 26, you've got a decent combo going on. You True Thrust, Disembowel, then True Thrust, Full Pull Thrust, Full Thrust, until your thing's down to nothing at all, and then you Disembowel again. Simple enough. Lance Charge helps out in terms of damage dealing, for 20 seconds, increasing your damage dealt by 10%. Yeah, it's not much, but it works. And Chaos Thrust delivers an attack for a potency of 100, 140 when executed from the target square, unless you've used Disembowel, in which case you get the combo potency of 220, 260 from behind. And it also has a combo bonus of damage over time of a potency of 40 for 24 seconds. So that's why they put a dot behind you being a level 50. All answers get this at level 50. So if you're one of those idiots that choose to not use a Jobstone after this, then that's on you. But more importantly, it requires you to do that, then that, then that, and then you can do the normal combo. And we can see in the traits bit, Enhance Second Wind, Enhance Feint, but that doesn't really matter too much because that's Dawn Trail. So yeah, and of course we can switch on over to Archer and take a quick gander at the actions that they get. Heavy Shot by default level 1 has a potency of 160, with the additional effect of 20% chance of granting Hawk's Eye for 30 seconds, which is required to be able to deliver straight shots to people. A potency of 200 and can only be executed on the effect of Hawk's Eye. So you use this, hope to God you keep getting this, you get lucky on your 20% thing so you can deal more damage. Yippee. Raging Strikes increases damage dealt by 15% for 20 seconds. You get this at level 4. It's actually better than Lance Charge, which you get at much later level for Lancer. So weird. Thunder's Bite delivers an attack with a potency of 100 plus a dot of Venom for potency of 15 for 45 seconds. Simple enough, it's a basic dot, bar for everyone. Blood Letter at level 12 delivers an attack with a potency of 130, and you get 2 charges. It has a charge time of 15 seconds as a whole, so you get to use 2 instances of it, and then you're going to have to wait. So every half a minute, you've got 2 uses of it. That's not too bad. Repelling shot allows you to jump 10 yards away from the current target. It's a way to get out of the way, I guess, but do be careful with it. Quick Knot is a cone AoE of 110, so it's very specific on its AoE. Wide Volley is a proper AoE. Oh wait, yeah, Quick Knock is 110, I did mention that, I think. 140 for Wide Volley, and it is actually a proper AoE, and it can only be used under the effect of Hawk's Eye. Yes, that's right, Hawk's Eye. It's an AoE version of this, basically. Wind Bite gives us a wind damage of potency of 60, and wind damage over time of potency of 20 for 45 seconds. That's lovely. You know, another dot. 2 dots. Lovely stuff. And Barrage. It allows the user straight shot and wide volley, and it will strike the selected target 3 times if you use straight shot, while wide volley's potency is increased to 220. Simple enough. Also, Peloton is something to point out here, with its increased movement speed to self and nearby party members. This is a nice way to be able to get from A to B when it comes to doing the whole getting through something like a raid, for example. Anyway, now with that done, let's kill these things so I don't have to be here. I'm not going to grab the level 5 quests just yet. I'm probably going to grab all the classes, do my first ones so that they're done, and we don't have to rank about them too much. And then we can assess which areas I've got quests, so I know for sure. Like this is, like, we're leveling up very quickly, as one can see. This is the curse of having the buff that we've got, plus the earring we have, plus armory bonus. Because we have White Mage at 50, we're actually doing things quicker than you'd think. I do want to go through every area, write down where I've got quests, and then I can do them. You know? But yeah, then we hit level 5 with Lancer. Whoopee! And of course we hit level 3 with Archer by just doing the thing where we grab the quest. Lovely stuff. Well, anyway, with that, we are a level 6 Lancer. I'll put Life Surge over here. It's not really as useful of an attack. We can also have some gear equipped, although we're going to end up with a healing bit of gear on us. It's what happens. Nothing to do about it, really. But yeah, hey, instant Hawk's Eye. See, and that's the gameplay style before we actually start getting the dots. Because with the dots, we can at least then, you know, apply the dots. Range DPS compared to melee DPS, it's actually a simple task. The idea is simply just you stand at distance and pelt enemy instead of getting in the way. I don't know how Dawn Trail's high-end level content's been faring for range DPS over melee DPS. Though, to be fair, Viper is a new thing, so whereas there wasn't anything new for, yeah. Oh yeah, the hunting looks 4. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, sometimes a class randomly will have like, oh, you need to kill 4 of a thing, or 5 of a thing. Ooh. Just to really just hammer home just how much they want you to kill certain things for some reason. I don't want to go too grind, but because we probably are going to default back. So there's 2 options really. I like the idea of healing still, so I might just, what will end up happening is we'll purposely actually level Arcanist up to 30 to grab Scholar, and then get it up to a point where it would be suitable for Stone Vigil. Or Corvus as a whole, in terms of the quest line. But, you know, that's just how it is. Right, now with that, we don't actually look like we're just randomly doing... The put the gaze over there. It can do stuff. Like, that's the thing. A number of the role skills, they're simple enough still, no matter what class they are. As we have from this bite now, I don't know if I'll keep it there or I'll be moving it yet. Oh yeah, I should be sprinting. But hey, you know, we're running around with our gobby sprouting, so people shouldn't look at us and be like, haha, a new person. Wait, wasn't that what someone called this like the other day or something? Silly me. Thinking random strangers care about my appearance. Well, actually no, some people probably do. I know what how other people look at anyone else's opinions. That's right, I see people posting on Reddit about how ugly people are. And to be fair, in some cases, yeah, they're pretty ugly, to be honest. It would seem you've successfully completed the trial. Indeed. You have proven yourself worthy of a place within these halls. It is with pleasure that I name you an Archer of the Guild. As fellows of the path, let us together strive for greater mastery of our art. Now, though you may be a member of the Archers Guild, know that your seniors will not coddle you with personal attention. Good, I don't want to get coddled. It is up to you to seek out the experiences you need to grow as an archer. By way of a first step, I encourage you to practice proper technique. Loose arrow after arrow, paying close attention to form, till the movement becomes second nature. When drawing your bowstring has become as natural to you as drawing breath and the world seems clearer when viewed down the shaft of an arrow, return to me. Go well, my young apprentice. And of course, yeah, level 5 quest. We're level 7, so, you know, a matter of perspective. We'll pick it up, at the very least. Good evening to you, Chris. I felt that it was about time you returned here. Have you grown more accustomed to the bow? Before we go any further, I wish to ensure that you've grasped the fundamental essence of archery. Pardon me. Tell me, do you truly understand what it means to see clearly? Now the Wayne has gone? Or are we starting to sing Metalingus? In which case, I don't wanna. That would involve me having to reference someone who probably doesn't understand shit. Oh yeah, the those Lalafels that like to be in the floor. I noticed the name there briefly. To see clearly the way. That's right. It's not merely to look. It is to observe with intent. Fail to do so, and no amount of talent with a bow will affect you. You know what's good? I'm going to sing a better wrestling theme. Hey, man, the window, man, number 5. What the fuck? Out of all Rob Zombie songs, I think I've made that point before. Doesn't work as a wrestling theme. As an archer must remain vigilant for any trace of his target, overlooking not the smallest detail, lest it prove crucial to the realization of his purpose. He must, in short, see clearly. The coming task will test your powers of observation. A number of targets have been hidden throughout the sea. Whatever you seek out and destroy them. Each will fall easily to your heavy shot technique. When you complete the task, return to me, and we will continue. Yep. You know what? We'll do this quest anyway. I forgot that this is the objective. There are a bunch of archery butts around. Use heavy shot on them. The idea is that you basically utilize your camera to take a look. It's in a book, a reading rainbow. I blame the internet that I know that, because apparently that's something that American kids know from like the 80s or the 90s or something like that. And it's like, why the fuck do I? And it's like, no, wait, no, because people have posted that sort of thing on the internet many a time over. It's not my fault Americans are weird. But it's my fault that I'm weird. If you want to make yourself depressed, go and look on like subreddits that are built around drama, like YouTuber drama. It's like, oh boy, which brony's a pedophile this time? Will continuously happen. I say it with such candidness. I don't know why. But then again, there's a lot of weird aspects to the internet sometimes, but, you know, I think it's definitely a case of, oh, that's why I've got the YouTube music thing in my mind, because someone made a full-on music video with AI, and the song was made with AI, and at this point I'll be sure they're not just running their brain off of AI, and it's just like, oh god, it's the creative process, damn it. I've ended up doing my perspective to an extent. You've returned. I trust you've begun to comprehend the crucial importance of seeing clearly. Let's try to test your powers of observation in battle. Travel to the North Shard, put down 8 Microtrues and 8 Opo-Opos. In contrast to the inanimate and wholly unfriendly targets of the previous trial, these creatures may be relied upon to move around and fight back. nor are those the only differences. Being comparatively numerous, microchews and opo-opos are anything but difficult to find. And yet you may be assured that this task will test your power observations, albeit in a different manner. This time you'll learn to evaluate the abilities of your opponent. In so doing, you will learn, amongst other things, that microchews produce poison that can quickly sap someone's strength, while opo-opos, like archers, possess the advantage of range. We already know this stuff, we've fought them before. Knowing their strengths, how will you go about mitigating them? If you commence your attack before identifying an effective strategy, you'll soon be made to regret your folly. Oh, I like trusting random strangers on the internet to not get you murdered in Totowak. Yeah, well, there you go. But if you take the time to observe your targets from afar, you'll surely glean the knowledge necessary to defeat them. Forward to hearing of your success. Yeah, well, we're going to leave it at that for the moment on the matter of perspective, due to the fact that I don't want to spend an hour shooting. Oh no, it wouldn't take an hour, but you know what I mean. Besides, we'll switch over to Lancer, hand in my first spear. We'll pick up the quest, but this one's, if memory serves me correctly, is a bit more of a to and from situation that isn't inside of Gridania. So, you know, it's all about doing this, and then we'll head to Limsa, grab Arcanist and Rogue. So you are back. I trust you've learned something of the essence of our art. A Lancer learns best when he is doing, each thrust making him stronger. Such things as strategy and technique will come in time, and never forget courage. Without it, you cannot hope to realize your potential. Your look betrays no hint of doubt, that as well. It's clear you see the truth in my words. That will be all for the present. Now take up your weapon, sally forth, and cut a path for yourself. Well, I'm certainly now got Constance in my head, damn you, Rain. When next we meet, I hope to see you stronger for your time out in the world. And, yep. We get the quest, and then we get the next one immediately. Spear of the Fearless. We'll grab it, but we'll leave it to Limsa for the time being. Ah, you have returned. I take your presence that you have gained a measure of familiarity with your weapon. Good. You are ready to begin the next phase of your training. You will recall my telling that it takes no small amount of courage to be a Lancer. Now in general terms, courage is the strength to do something which one finds unnerving. I thought it was a cowardly dog. Oh, I love that show, actually. That was a good cartoon. However, a Lancer's notion of courage is not so simple. Having first drawn a distinction between courage and recklessness, he then divides the former into two aspects. I would have you learn each with spear in hand. The first is composure. When outnumbered in battle, a Lancer may lose his composure and succumb to panic. Should this happen, all of his training will swiftly flee his mind, and he will struggle to overcome opponents whom he would ordinarily have bested with ease. He will, in short, contribute to his own defeat. Oh. If you wish to become a Lancer in sooth, you must learn to maintain your composure at all times. Do this and you'll be able to call upon every ounce of your strength and skill when it matters most. And so, to your first task. The 5 of the barracks in the Central Shroud are home to Falcon known as Yarzons, fiercely territorial, and these creatures will attack anyone who strays too close, making them the bane of fisherfolk. No, they typically fall upon their prey en masse, barring all avenues of escape before closing in for the kill. What must go through the mind of their victim in that instance? Panic? Despair? Be sure to tell me upon your return. Needless to say, I would have you brave such an encounter. Take this sack of decidedly noisome bait, and use it to lure the ever-ravenous creatures out of their nest. It may be that only one curious arson appears, but if 2 or 3 follow the scent, let's see how you fare then. Go now, my young Lancer, and learn what it means to fight with composure. Simple enough. We used bait to lure out some Yarzons, and we stabbed them a bunch of lands. Anyway, let's switch. Oh no, that's the wrong button. I'm defaulting stuff. Let's switch over back to White Mage now as we teleport over to Limsa Laminza, which is at the top of the list. Yay! We do have a rewarder quest that we are in the ability to do, but you know, don't have to. Yeah, there's quite a few people around. You'd think there wouldn't really be at this sort of time of day. You know what? While we're here, let's check the minion. Let's check the market board. See what minions we can currently actually get, because I'm sure it's changed. Starting to search. How much are the fat cats going for at the moment? I swear they'll probably always go up. Now where are they? Fat cats. We can currently get some for 59.9. Some at 60,000 and all that. We'll go with this one. We've got the gil for it. We have purchased a fat cat. Look at it. guide. There we go. We now have a fat cat. Look at it. Look at the. Oh, no, I wanted the. Oh. Look at it. Where's my? Do I not have a pet one? I thought I did. Huh. But yeah, fat cat! It's a fat cat, it's cute. Anyway, now that I've gotten this, which is what we wanted to do for multiple parts, I can happily go about my day. With a smile on my face. Also to Arcanist. Arcanist, the third of the 3 magic classes that you can start as in Realm Reborn, and the one that we've yet to pick up, despite the fact that it's the only other one that you could actually have as a healer in Realm Reborn outside of playing a white mage. They research and develop the field of Arcania as science employing arcane geometries. Woo! Maths! And magic! Apparently it was predicted that we would be wanting to proceed as a member of the guild. And then, yeah, they give the history of how Arcanism was designed, and blah, 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 blah. And we can enroll in the guild. Sound judgment is to be commended. Indeed it is. The actual guild master doesn't want to show up to work. Thankfully over here is technically is a temporary guildmaster who might as well just outright be the guildmaster since they're actually here at work. Fumbygrim Game welcomes us to the Arcanist Guild, as Murray has doubtlessly explained, serving as an acting guildmaster until our wayward leader deigns to return. Assume our capable receptionist let us speak of our art's origins. Allow me then to expound upon its nature. Arcanina taps into the living energies of Aether. The evidence of this is represented most aptly, perhaps by ability to manifest the arcane entity Carbuncle, and the manner of magic which this faithful ally employs at our command. Core the disciple, however, is found in the pursuit of definitive solutions to any potential query. Conjury, even on the field of battle, nay, especially on the field of battle, this principle takes precedence. If one wishes to make certain of the question of victory, then one must apply the most effective strategy. An Arcanist is measured by his ability to calmly analyse the situation from moment to moment and respond with the most appropriate spells at hand. Welcome back to Fire Emblem Awakening. The study of Arcanima will test your mental faculties to the point of perplexity. Are you prepared to reason your way through predicament after predicament? Yes. Yes, we are. An unambiguous response, the kind I most prefer. Let us now see if the clarity of your words is matched by the sharpness of your mind. Here, take this grimoire in hand, and we shall next judge your aptitude for our discipline. The quest is complete. And now we have a book. We may also have a book or two from dungeons. That's another factor, is that we do have that stuff. Main hand. Ah yeah, we've got the Turtlework book and the Longstop one. We've actually not done too bad on that one. Well, Arcanist, my first grimoire. It is a hefty tome, is it not? I promise you, a grimoire's weight becomes a comforting anchor amidst the shifting seas of battle. In fact, you will soon discover. In Lower Gnosia, you'll find among other 3 species of pest: wharf rats, little ladybugs, and oralaili. I ask that you employ your fledgling skill in Arcanima to eradicate 3 of each type of creature. Leave the gate safe for the Tempest Gate and you'll soon encounter the potential targets in abundance. As long as you remain focused, I do not foresee these opponents causing you or your budding abilities undue difficulty. Once you return from completing this preliminary trial, I welcome you as an official member of the guild. Your judgment will be swift. Okay. So yes, as per usual, the various things that it happens to be in terms of giving us what we have to do. Anyway, down over near the Fishers Guild, not the Fishers Guild itself. I'm not becoming a fisher today, although some people certainly have interesting attire while fishing. And see, that person who's chosen to idle, they've got the right idea, sitting on a crate in front of the Rogues Guild. Speaking of the long world, there's naught behind these covert doors for a worldly type like you, Gov. We're the dutiful sisters of the Edelweiss. All pure and saintly like. Now, bugger off. Hang about, thought ye was just some similar lad. Now have a proper look. You're Chris, ain't ye? Yes. Ha, I knew it. I like to snilch all the wise and talent, and from what I hear, you're head and shoulders above the rest. If you can handle yourself half as well as they say, you might well be of use to us. Ah, forget all that sisters of the Edo Weiss bollocks. That's just a bit of fun to fob off the curious calls. We're go to rogues, mate, and it's mainly our marks as does the brain. Me and my work in the shadows of limbs are taking a keen edge to the works and cracklers what earned themselves a million. We don't tout for members, but every now and again we might offer a promising young cove a place in the ranks. If you're interested in joining us, tip us your daddles, and we'll put a hilt in each one, just like the gods intended. So what do you say? Fancy learning a new trade? Rogue is the only class that is in Realm Reborn that you don't have access to in the character creator. Interesting, to be fair. Good to see you're keen, but I should probably warn you on a few points before you dive in. Where most guilds take pride in turning their guild members to bloody townsticks, the job done. Don't talk about some kind of code now, I guess. But yeah, my first daggers is now gone. Didn't scare you off then? Bene. They told me he was a meddlesome cove, so it's proved. Now stand to the side and have a battle with Jackie. He's our upright man, the master of the guild. We may now freely enter the guild by talking to Lonwood. What sort of attire is that anyway? Like, is that just standard attire? Yeah, probably is actually. Yeah, let's head inside the Rogues Guild. Someone else has done that and they're just standing around. Anyway. Jackie, the guild master of the guild. I'm wearing a mask, so they can't tell who I am. Until I say my name. I'm the one they call Jackie. Though I'm surprised you've heard of me. Perhaps you'd be good enough to tell me your name. Along with that, the kindly cove has told you mine. Yeah, your doorkeep. Ah, the famous Chris. Oh, Lonnie Left Patch let you in, did he? Good old Lonnie boy. He can't throw a blade for shy, but that one I don't miss naught when it comes to sizing up a dimber colt for the stolen. Just one thing, you ain't a pirate, are ye? No. Well then, it's time ye have stole to the rogue. Pull on your best beater cases and I'll swear ye myself when you're ready. Now I could fill your waddles with the story history of our guild, but that's just winds and wind. The most important thing, the only thing we care about, is getting the job done. Now most folk, and I'm assuming young among them, know that not long after Lim's founding, the sea was owned by a motley collection of pirates and thieves. Some still exist. But as wild as that lot were, it soon became clear that they all end up killing each other if they didn't lay down a few rules, an unspoken code of conduct, as it were. 1. Ye don't bite the purses of your fellow Laminsans. 2. Ye don't rook a crew out of their spoils. And 3. Ye don't trade calls like they were cattle. I'll admit the finer points of the code were a mite murky, but most agree on those 3 at the least. Now ye might be thinking none of that amounts to the sack of dillberries now the Admiral's outlawed piracy, but burn the back alleys and black markets where Mel lives grib ain't so tight, the code's still alive and well. And just as the law enforced by the Yellow Jackets, the code is regulated by us rogues. We go where the shadows are darkest, hand out justice to them as break the code. Some one-soaked cove steals good from the one cold and we steal them back. That's the job, my nutty lad. Behold, people who are having fun with their knives. And I'm sure there's probably one at a table being like, hey, I want to play a game, and it's like with a spoon, and you'll be like, that's a spoon. And they'll be like, ah, you played knifey spoony before. Of course, we don't hop the twig when blade work's called for neither. You'll see there's more to our dagger play than just sticking calls to the pointy end. We weaken a marked poison, fade away and strike in the darkments, whatever it takes to get the work done. Well, Chris, what do you say you that? Got the guts to do a rogue's job? I guess I do. Alright then, first off, we'll have to get your kit sorted out. A rogue needs to be light on his dew beaters to stay on the Tromark's trail. The job might have you fighting across a deck or weaving through a mob. And the last thing you want is a bleeding great battle axe, what hooks itself on every rope post. That's why we stick to daggers. They let you slip through the streets just as easy as they slip through a rook's webs. Yep. Here, take these stabbers and let's see how they look on ye. Just don't get so excited with your new toys that you forget to dress for the role. You'd be surprised at how many cults come back to me in their bloody small clothes. This is in reference to the fact that if you happen to have gone with all your level 1 gear, you wouldn't have access to any gear at level 1 as rogue, meaning you'll just be in your small clothes, And the first quest you're going to be doing it but naked. Well, as naked as you can be. And so, you know, some people kind of do that. Oh hey, we hit level 3 because I did the quest as a Carnist. So we now have a bunch of this stuff because we have access to the Carbuncle! As a Carnist. We will sort that stuff out in a moment. Again, we're just grabbing our weapon. Oh, no, I want to create new gear set. And yeah, that's correct gear. Stabbers in your fambles. Managed to strap those daggers on without cutting yourself. Well, we're off to a good start, I'd say. Next, you want to get a feel for the weight and speed of your new weapons. I reckon on those bleating cheats in the fields outside Limsa should serve for your first lesson. Pardon me. I tested your blades on a few of their lambs, then slice up some rats and purgles for good measure. Mind that ye mill them beasties one at a time though, lad. I know you've served far worse in the past, but you're no dimmer dabber with them stabbers just yet. God, I hate this fucking wording sometimes. It's how I feel about the way that it's clearly stated in terms of the text. So yes, we now have the game recommended us a different area for the grimoire due to the orlays. This one's in the area you did most likely expect. Are they wearing the small clothes or is that just a specific outfit? I don't know. I'm not gonna question it. Going into Middle Bonothia with Rogue, and we can also check the map and be like, aha! There's a quest over here at Summerford Ford. That's right, because there are level 5. There's a level 5 quest that we haven't done there, out to dry. But to be fair, this is what remains of Limsa if you didn't choose to start here. Right. As with everything else, it is worthwhile for us to look at the action traits. This is what you'll learn as a rogue. Spinning Edge. A potency of 180, and you start with it. That's not too bad. Shade Shift. Create shadows that nullify damage up to 20% of maximum health for 20 seconds. This just means that you now don't take as much damage for a little bit. Yippee! Gust Slash. Delivers attack with a potency of 100, unless you combo it with Spinning Edge for 260. That's quite nice. Hide at level 10. You blend in with your surroundings. Basically, you go invisible. It's stealth. You use stealth. You lower your movement. And you can't really use this with the AI in the dungeons because you lose your hide the moment they occur because they'll aggro you anyway. Fucking stupid enemies. Throwing Dagger is a range attack of 120. That's not too bad really. Mug delivers an attack of a potency of 150 and increases target's damage taken by 5%. A nice little debuff to give to an enemy. Lovely stuff. Trick Attack is something that can only be occurring while you're hidden, and it delivers an attack of potency of 300, 400 when executed from the target's rear. And it also increases the damage you deal the target by 10% for 15 seconds. Lovely stuff. Elodian Edge is a potency of 100, or 160 when from the target's rear, unless you use Gust Slash beforehand, in which case its combo potency is 280 and from the rear 340. And Death Blossom, the last one you can get as a rogue, is a AoE of a potency of 100. So all in all, lovely stuff. Let's start killing these wolf rats. Wolf rat number 1. Wolf rat number 2. And wolf rat number 3. Now we just need to head the correct direction to get ourselves the lambs that happen to be here. I realize I'm spending like the good first hour or so doing this, but it's worthwhile in my eyes. I don't know, maybe I'm trying to evade going into a snowy wasteland. Lamb number 1, lamb number 2, and Flaffy number 3 over here. Sliding Pokemon somehow. Once you get Gust Slash, it's really easy. Right, let's hop on our unicorn and make our way over to the Purdules. Then we'll head over to the Summerford Aether White so that we have it at the very least. It appears that there's a Phaeton going around here as well. Taking it to the streams. Okay, well there's Purdules, we're off level, which means we're not going to end up having to fight them. Hell, I'll do the fate. Fuck it, you know. We're getting the quest objective done in the process. I thought we actually are. This is definitely giving me more experience, but hey, you know. I'm fine with that. Besides, someone needs to pull these pudgels. I don't want too many of them around. And of course, the descriptions are like, I became a breeding ground for these carnivorous fish. Let's us more stuff. Hup. Right, there we go. Battle. Unicorn time! That's wide! Over to the CFLive we don't have yet. Due to the fact that everything we've done has been... That was a flying mount in the sky that we just saw, I swear. Oh, okay. Obviously, there is the definite factor of we don't need this CFLive. But it's good to have it, you know? It's good to be able to teleport here if we need to teleport specifically to this area at any time. Now, back to Limsa is one option, or we can make our way over to the other Linosia as a cart for the purposes of Arcanist. Then at least then we can get that done, and also the rogues from done without having to go in and out, shake it all about. Hurt the working and you turn around. That's what it's all about. Besides, we can head over to Lower Linosia through this way. This part is a chill part. I'm not thinking too hard about what the plan of the day is. Not being like, oh, let's play something very story intensive. That leads me to spending 10 hours on the same chapter. Fucking hell, Fire Emblem. No, it wasn't 10 hours, but yeah. Majority of that previous Fire Emblem stream is all one chapter. I think it's because we got power logs. So, you know, more cutscene. Then again, DLC power logs as well, which is just like, oh boy. That's what we needed. Actually, no, the validators are required for the front log. Right, let's equip our thing here. We'll make our way up to Limsa from here. But before we hop off our mount and summon our Carbuncle, what do we have? We have Ruin. We cast it to deal unexpected damage with potency of 240. We summon a Carbuncle at level 2, which gains us also Radiant Aegis. Radiant Aegis creates a barrier around self that absorbs damage totally 20% of your maximum HP. Yeah, simple enough. Psysic! Yep, that's right, a Arcanist / Summoner gets Psysic. No idea why we need Psysic, but it means technically we can heal. With a potency of 400. Simple enough. A for Charge! Increases the potency of Ruin, Ruin 2 and Ruin 3 by 50, and Outburst by 20. Of course, once you've actually gotten these things. Duration of 15 seconds, and it currently will only grant Ruby a Kingdom, which is the Ruby Carbuncle. Later on, you'll also have the Topaz and Emerald ones. Simple enough. But it has Glittering Ruby, which deals a potency of 400 to the target, and we get 2 stacks of Fire Attunement for our Gem Shines and Precious Brilliances. Lovely stuff. Oh god, the bot thing's appeared again. Ah, goody. Except it hasn't appeared in the chat, it's only appeared on OBS. I'm curious as to why that's the case. Again, it's just not appearing in the chat bit. That's weird. Huh. Oh, because top chat is some messages such as potential spam may not be fireable. Oh. So it's decided, so it has decided to make that decision then. To just hide from me, okay. Gem Shine is dependent on whether you're Fire, Earth or Wind attunement. Fester is a potency of 340 with a cost of 1 of your Aether Flow. What's an Aether Flow? Well, you gain it by using Energy Drain, a unexpected damage potency of 200. Resurrection is a reviving spell. Yippee! You can revive people. That can be useful. Summon Topaz does the same as the Ruby one, except you get 4 stacks of Earth attunement. How lovely. And Summon Emerald, again, same, but it's Wind and 4 stacks as well. Quite simple, really. And then it's dependent on that, will depend on how you're able to do certain things. Outburst is a AoE attack of 100. And level 26, you get your AoE. That's a little late there. And Precious Brilliance is the AoE version of the Gem Shines. Again, requiring Aether Charge to really be able to utilize it. And then Ruin 2 at level 30 deals unexpected damage with a potency of 270. And this is an Arcana / Summoner Pacific version of Ruin 2. Mainly just because there's a different version for Scholar that you can get your hands on at a later time. In a later place. So, yeah, my philosophy is you put Carbuncle on, like, row 3 or something, because once you've summoned it, you don't really need to have easy access to the button. Also, this is much different to when it first existed. This version of Carbuncle would, back in the earliest versions of the game, and up till, I think, before Endwalker, so up to Shadowbringers, would use an AoE attack. You can imagine what could happen quite easily in the early levels of the game as to what goes horribly, horribly wrong for you if you happen to play Arcanist. Now, it happens to not be an issue really for me at this present moment because it doesn't do that. This Carbuncle is just here to look adorable, and we wouldn't have it any other way. But welcome to the main gameplay of Arcanist. We cast the Ruin. The things die. That's about it, really. Because we have standard magic gear that isn't defaulting to really good for healing, it's recommending different stuff. How lovely. Also, a low level fate is active over here as well now. Lovely stuff. We won't do that one. It does involve us killing the thing that we need for the quest, so I know our quests dotted around again, but again, we probably would have more of them around if we started in Limsa. So weird how the Archer one has, like, Hunting Log has, oh, kill 4! Kill 4! It's just like, weird. But yep, now we've got access to the Ruby Carbuncle. So one thing I actually like the idea of doing is Ruby Carbuncle, like, B or something. A for charge can be set to X. Oh, even this could be A then instead. Gemshine can stay at Y at the moment because we can't really use it otherwise. We can't really do much with it, but actually we could make it A. It's like that will basically be our more power way of doing things. Well, with that, we now get a Carbuncle on our HUD at all times. How lovely. Nothing is adorable this fat cat. Look at that cat. It's so cute. Look at it. Look at it. Look at this thing. Look how cute it is. Where is the Carbuncle? Look at the Carbuncle. It's so glittery and cute. But fat cat is cute. Tuh. Hello, random person. Hi. they got? They got a canoe. That looks cute too. Why have they done this? I want, part of me just wants to back out. Oh wait, hold on. They think I'm new, don't they? Oh crap. What are they doing? 10 pieces? These sell for shit all. Bronze piece? Whoa, there's a load of them. Silver pieces? They sell for 500. I mean, do they want something out of this? I'm freezing up. Take and sell. Okay. Newish. How do I... I might be lying a little bit, but I'll take advantage. Is only oh fuck. Okay then. Well, that was something. I'm just looking at stuff here. I was just looking at my fat cat. Well, okay then. Right, I'm just gonna go then. Well, there's Fenders. We can go to Fenders then and sell all these pieces that we've gotten. Not technically my first one. Where's a Fender then on the map? Join their party. Ah shit. The nearest Fender is... nearest Fender would be the Blacksmith and Armorer's Guild. don't want to join their party. I'm declining it. I wanna... I'll sort out... I'll sell these pieces. Like, I bought a Fat Cat, for fuck's sake. But I wonder if they'll look at my thing and all that and be like, they have White Mage. Well, anyways, I guess we now have a whole lot more of these pieces. We should have sold some of these before, but we have made back a level of our money, you see. Now, I guess. This basically is our first character when it comes to the Xbox version. Little do they know, I did try to do some streams on Twitch, like, a little bit back, of Face Puncher Fairyman. I feel like someone might have also took on that name before, but they'll probably see White Mage and be like, I don't know, I feel like I've scammed them a little now, I feel a bit over it. But anyway, let's head back to the guild. Sea creatures beyond the sea walls pose you little threat. It is with great pleasure then that I formally recognise your initiation into the guild. From this thing forth, you may proudly bear the title of a carnist. Just you continue your forays into the wilderness and keep the pages of your grimoire turning. There is no finer teacher than the heart's mistress of experience. And when you feel you can command Carbuncle as easily as you might move your own limbs, time to me for further instruction. I will be waiting. And then we can get what's in the box. What is indeed in a box? Other than... Oh, I want to grab something quickly. Other than, you know, the reference to Seven that people will always fucking make. Like, yes, Seven's a good film, I know, but like, please, whenever someone's got a box and someone says what's in it, please can we stop making the references at all time? I feel a little shaken a little bit. I don't get why random people want to interact with me sometimes. But then again, I'm someone who's currently on the internet streaming this, so if they happen to show up at all, hi. Are you eating well? An empty stomach distracts the mind and leads to hurried judgment. I must often remind my arcanists to take meals. Well, to be fair, I didn't actually have dinner yesterday because I fell asleep. So in scored do they become in their studies? You see, putting your face into a book for too long is never a good thing. Being as such, have you been practicing your tactics with Carbuncle? I believe it's time to assess the improvement of your skills. As with your previous trial, have you defeat foes in lower Nausea? 3 wild dodos and 3 tiny mandragoras, to be precise. Watch carefully the behaviour of your opponents, formulate an effective strategy, and utilise your arcane entity to its fullest potential. Expect you back in time for breakfast. Oh, lovely. I've already had breakfast though. Shit. Well, we're not actually going to do that right now. As I stated earlier, we're going to grab Woe, we're going to switch over to Woe, and go back to the Fisherman's Guild, and, well, Fisherman's Guild, A for white, go and do our thing. But hey, you know, nice that we were able to make some of that money back from what we used on Fat Cat, I guess, you know. I was going to say, like, this is not my first character, like, obviously, by the way, for the record, I have the PS3 copy of Realm Reborn. It's a paperweight, but I was too young to understand Final Fantasy XIV's mechanics in some ways. And then inside, yes, we are. As in, I had no idea what I was doing. It's a subscription service my parents weren't willing to pay because they were diehard fans of WoW at the time. Or, you know, were trying to get the kids away from MMOs that required spending money. So, you know. Hey, Jackie, done with your milling, are we? You can never have enough blade practice, me young colt. In fact, I'll even add a list of marks to your hunting log. Pit yourself against the lot and you soon learn some new steps for your dance with the daggers. You must think of yourself as a dancer, not a bleeding butcher. You only need so much force to ram a short blade into the hilt. Precision and speed. That's how you get the most out of your stabbers. Bulky armor only have you plodding about like ungainly orches. So make sure you're wearing gear that let you move freely as well. Alright, get your blade work to scratch, Chris, and I might just have a job for ye. And again, level 5 lets us stuff. A dainty dilemma. And we get a cutscene. It's not often we get to say that with some of these. Oh there, Chris. I must say, you're looking comfortable enough with those stabbers of yours. I reckon you're good and ready for your first assignment. Ordinarily, I'd stow me wit and let you get on with your work, but seeing as we've only just dragged you into the shadows, there might be a couple of things what you aren't yet familiar with. Let's build on what ye likely do know, and that's the fact that the Admiral, God bless her soul, has outlawed piracy in Limsa Laminza. So why do you think there's still so many southern pirates in this town? I'll tell you why. It's because there's still one way for them to loot and pillage without incurring the wrath of the law. All you need to do is apply to serve the bureaucracy as a certified privateer. A captain with a privateer's license is free to terrorize the seas till the aircrafts come home, so long as he only targets vessels what belong to the Garland Empire. You know what? And fair enough too, to be honest. The Garlands get what's coming to them. Of course, considering how bloody fast the Empire is, there's plenty of looting to go around. Crews fill their holds with Imperial plunder, then sail back here to Limsa to offload the spoils, and that's where this particular case went sour. See, this one crew got their fanballs on a Magitech device, a firing mechanism to be precise, but was worked out of their hull by some heavy-handed coves. Damn breaking of the code. If you'll recall, that don't sit well with the code. If you're bold enough to look a pirate out of his dues, then he'd be best prepared to be a visit from the rogues. And speaking of visiting rogues, Underfoot, over here, lad. Introduction to another rogue. I want the pair of you working together on this. Pass sentence on them code-defying rooks and bite back that Meditech part. What's the cult need me for? Pardon me, you're in charge and do recruits, ain't ye? Pardon me. It's Chris's first assignment. You to go along and give him the benefit of your wisdom. Since when was I in charge of new... bugger it. Puemu Haru. Wimu is forced to tag along with us. So I guess we'll be partners now. Name's Puemu Hawaimu. I've heard most of me fellows call me Underfoot. You might seem a touch reluctant, but Puemu's one of the best. You just do as he says and he'll get the job done. The great thing about some of these rogues, they ruled the Hawkeye mana gear, but more green. Which is kind of cool. Actually. Just get the DPS Hawkeye mana gear and you can roleplay as being in the Rogues Guild proper. Alright then, Mewing Rogue, seeing as this is your first official outing, I want to be sure your dance steps are up to the task. With them short blades, you need to get in good and close to your mark, guy. But we ain't blaming swords and shining armor and the lighter kit, we ain't much protection from a click to the gun. So you don't fancy splitting blood and teeth, your best defense is simply not being there when your mark winds up to land a nasty clout. Flying one to the flank usually does the trick, but there's one fun every rogue you master, the Shade Shift. Clear your mind and trust in your speed, and you can leave an activating brute or spell-slinging mage chasing a shadow while you bury your stabbers in his guts. Right, now it's time to put this lesson into practice against some of those all the way out in Lower Nosia. Hope you were paying attention, lad, because those snickles can pack a wallop. So now we're doing exactly what we did in the Arcanist killing quest, but now as a rogue. Yippee. And again, we will meander ourselves into White Mage, as we'll teleport over to... Oh, that guy rolls on the side, so cute. I'm just enamored by his cuteness. Over here in Oldar, there's a few things we can go and do, i.e. grab class spies. There's two that we didn't grab other than Thaumaturge that isn't the level 50 stuff. We'll go back to that Oldar citizen in a moment, because that's a different situation, to be fair. Over here is the Pugilist Guild. Turning to the receptionist, they tell us about how it's specialising in hand-to-hand combat and all that and training. I pressed no, so oops daisy. Wait, anyway, yes. Decision you'll not regret. Then we get the history lesson about how they learn how to punch people in the face very hard. And all that. So, you know. Don't really need to know more, to be honest. But Master Harmon is one of the greatest pugilists of our time. For long years, the man ruled the science as a holy fist. Though he has since retired in favour of training aspiring fighters. Fair enough. He's getting on in age, but that doesn't mean that he can't teach you how to apply technique that maybe you can do a good job with. Haha! Past time you got your ass back here. Well, what did the dancer have to say about my proposition? Huh? You're not my errand boy. There's no dancer. There never was. I'm not doing anything indecent. I swear to the gods. Well, you're under arrest if I was a cop. No, I just want to join the guild. What? Oh, you're here to enroll? Oh, ho, ho. Well, why didn't you say so sooner? In my capacity as guildmaster, I'd be glad to give you a primer on the art of hand-to-hand combat. Doubtless you already know this, but we pugilists fight with our fists and feet. While these don't deal as much damage as the blade, hardly matters, and you can land several blows for each swing of the sword. What we lack in destructive force, we more than make up for in speed and cunning. Under my guidance, not only will you master striking techniques, You also learn to string them together to deliver an endless flurry of blows. Only through such fierce combinations can a pugilist realize his potential. Hiya! A bunch of later. Oh, crikey! I'm all spent from all this talking. You ought to speak more, son. Give me a chance to catch my breath. But where was I? Oh, wait, joining the guild. Before you do so, I must warn you that the path of the pugilist is long and arduous. Do you believe when you got what it takes to go the distance? Be honest with yourself now. Can we go the distance? Are we going for speed? Yes. Yes, we are. Yeah, you have a fighting spirit. I can see it in your eyes. I see no reason to deny you a place in these halls. Welcome to the guild, son. To help you on your way, I'll add some names to your hunting log. Depends that you might hone your skills against. And of course, we need to grab our fist weapon that we get from him, equip them, and then be like, okay, so who do we punch in the face very hard first? That's simple enough. And then we gotta go grab Gladiator, and then we'll be using a sword. Simple enough. Pugilist. Oh no. Won't use that. Now talking to Harmon, my first Torah. Looking every bit of Pugilist, son. Now the learning can commence. For your first lesson, I want you to test your fledgling skills against the vermin of Farland. Get out there and put down 3 marmots, 3 hornets, and 3 shrewds. Tell me when the deed is done. Now this goes without saying, but I expect you to fight using the hole I just gave you. Yeah. Oh. No, wait, no, I'm pressing them wrong. Right, okay, while we're standing here, let's look at what we get. Boot Shine! Potency of 180, and when in Oppo form, guarantees a critical hit. And it changes your form to Raptor, which then allows you to use True Strike with potency of 260. And the can only be executed while in Raptor form, and it changes your form to Coral, which then of course leads to Snap Punch, delivering an attack of 230, 290 when executed from a target's flank, and can only be executed while in Coral form. Changes the form to Oppo. Simple combo. How simple? Very, but effective. Stilled Meditation opens up a chakra. Up to 5 can be opened at once. You can open all 5 when outside of combat. Triggers the cooldown of weapon skills upon execution. Conversely, execution of weapon skills triggers the cooldown of this action. Can only be executed while less than 5 chakra are open, but it gives you Still Peak. Attack of a potency of 180. Simple enough. Twin Snakes has a potency of 340. And can only be executed while in Raptor form. It grants a stack of Raptor's Fury, which increases the potency of True Strike by 200 and changes your form to Coral. This is a change because once upon a time it used to be where you have a DPS boost from this. Armor the Destroyer is an AoE that is in Oppo form, has 10 additional potency. No critical hits, but you know. Demolish is a deliver attack potency of 280 and 340 when executed from the target's sphere. Can only be executed when in Coral form, which grants 2 stacks of Coral's Fury, which increases the potency of Snap Punch by 150 and changes your form to Oppo. Mantra just increases your health recovery via healing actions by 10% for self and nearby party members. That's just nice support. And Dragon Kick at the potency of 240, and you get a stack of Oppo's Fury when in Oppo form, which increases the potency of Boot Shine by 200, and it changes your form to Raptor. So as you can see, it starts getting a lot more messy in terms of the combo, but it overall wise, it meant a lot of these other ones are basically designed around making this a lot more effective. Lovely, lovely stuff. Again, I'm just gonna... No, god damn it, that's not what I wanted to do. Delete the set. Equip White Mage. Let us now head on out to the Gladiators Guild. Whee! We've got a lot of quests now in our logs, but that's fine, you know. And for the record, I've grabbed my Jigglypuff because it's cute and adorable, just like Fat Cat. Wish I had a Fat Cat plushie myself, to be honest. Oh well. And now, the Gladiators Guild. Blah 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 blah. Stuff to do with swords and all that, and soul stirring and all that. We must present ourselves to the first sword, Mila. Or Mila. however you're meant to pronounce it. I heard Lulutsu, so you're Christopher. So it's a good, strong name. Thank you. On behalf of the Gladiators Guild, allow me to welcome you. I am Myla, Guildmaster here. Is though you wish to study our art. I presume you have your reasons for choosing the sword over all other weapons. Perhaps you think it's easiest to learn. A sword is a simple weapon, but to wield a blade well is anything but simple. For every Colosseum champion to emerge from our ranks, there have been countless disappointments who failed to achieve greatness. Bear that in mind before you answer me, Chris, for I do not ask this question lightly. Have you the strength to live by the sword, and it be your fate, die by it? Sure, why not? Then welcome, Gladiator, to your new home. Take this sword. You may not like it, but this one is yours now. Consider it a gift you like. Now wear on your hip as I do and show me your way to begin your training. Short, effective introduction to the Gladiator Guild. It's quite simple. You have a sword. You use this sword to slash your enemies. Later on, you'll also have a shield. It's so you can block enemies. Actually, we'll already have a shield because we have a bunch of maple shields. But, oh no, I'm about to do it again. There we go. 9 classes of the Realm Reborn now in our thing. Gladiator becomes Paladin, Marauder Warrior, Pugilist Monk, Lancer Dragoon, Rogue Ninja, Archer Bard, Thaumaturge Black Mage, Carnist, Summoner, and Scholar. So we'll have one additional gear set from that in the near future. Anyway, we'll pick up my first Gladius. Amazing what a difference a sword can make. Your expression, your posture, you're already brimming with confidence. You know what, I think I'd be feeling more confident too if I had a weapon in my hand. I mean, I'm sure there's probably someone that picks up a gun and goes, oh, I feel pretty good about myself. Let's see if that confidence is warranted, shall we? Just outside the gates older, you'll find plenty of mammoths, hornets, and shrews. Just slay 3 of each and return here when finished. As with, oh, again, I'm screwing it up. So yeah, just like with Pugilist, we've got 3 of the same enemy type to murder, and Fat Guy's looking as adorable as ever. Right, so to Central Faraland, where we'll also action traits it for a moment, where Fast Blade is potency 150, Fight or Flight increases damage dealt by 25%. Lovely. Quiet Blade, potency of 100, but with Fast Blade used before it, 260. Total Eclipse, an AoE of 120 and increases enmity, aggro basically. It gives you aggro. Yippee. Shield Blast, a potency of 100, but it stuns. Simple enough. Iron Will significantly increases enemy generation. All tanking classes have something like this, just so that you don't have to worry too much. Shield Lob has a potency of 100 and increases enmity, so it's a nice way to get aggro before the enemies all start targeting your healer immediately. Rage of Alone has a potency of 100 unless you used Riot Blade beforehand, in which case 330. Sentinel reduces damage taken by 30%, nice mitigation, always nice to have. And Circle of Scorn delivers an attack potency of 140 to all nearby enemies and delivers a dot of 30 potency for 15 seconds. Simple enough. So yes, welcome to level 1 gameplay again, where all we do is to slice our sword at the enemy with a punch. And then have to move to different ways. Actually, we could probably use Fire or Flight, and then, behold, more damage! Naturally, because we're going to be getting the hunting logs, we actually are just going to level up really easily. Now the stabbing shrews, they're over this way. Whether you want to sprint or use a unicorn, or anything of that caliber. No, I should have probably just hopped on the unicorn and just like rode my way places. Oh well. Snapping Shrew. Murder of the thing. And we did hit level 5. Lovely stuff. Right, we're switching over to Pugilist and now punching this one. Choosing to punch the level 3 one is not the smartest decisions, but at the same time it's not an issue. And Pugilist also gets a bit of that good old level, that good old here, kill more than 3 for their hunting. Doing our job. That is punching things in the face. I don't know why I've got that tune. Models them indeed. Pugilist form tutorial, which I already talked about how that works. Yeah, now we have Raptor form. They're going to go a lot easier. Well, you know, I'll go back and kill a snapping shrew quickly. Oh, sorry. There we go. Alright, let's make our way back to the Pugilist Guild, then to the Gladiators Guild. Hell, even before that, I might swap class, grab Samurai. Now, do I just grab the classes and then go about my day? Do I need to? I probably need to be a level. I probably should be a white mage to grab the old R6 and has the samurai thing. But we'll grab that in a minute. Oh, I'm just gonna, because we'll have to go to Gladiators Guild anyway. Harmon. Ah, you're black. No, back, not black. What the fuck am I saying? And none of the worse for the exertion. Youthful figures are a truly blessed thing. If you want to become strong, you mustn't neglect your training. Indeed, a pugilist is only as good as the number of strikes he's dealt. So get out there and let your fists fly. When the time is right, I'll teach you something new. Step into your potential, to the potential of youth. I look forward to seeing you come into your own. Ha ha ha. Alright. We can grab the crest, but you know what, to be honest, that's not. You know, I think, and that's why we're actually going to do these. We might as well just do this, so it doesn't fill up my bloody log. So, yeah, I'll grab, let's switch back to White Mage for a moment, and let's grab Samurai. Or at least the quest. The Way of the Samurai is a quest we have access to, because Stormblood comes for everyone. Whoopee! Just when you think you've seen it all, the world's full of surprises. What am I talking about, you ask? Oh, nothing much, just the most amazing blade work I've ever seen. It wasn't even the main card either, but Light Entertainment, a Far Eastern fellow, old enough to be my grandfather, appeared and called for challenges. But who would answer him but a brute of a gladiator? Pardon me. People thought it was either mummery or a sick joke after all. What could one expect from such a mismatch? The old and infirm versus the young and informed. But when the action began, the old man proceeded to drop everyone's jaws, his opponents not the least, with his blistering blade work. The most riveting moment, though, was when he had the challenger on the back foot, for instead of finishing the job, he went and sheathed his blade. Pinger still away in the heated battle, well, that's akin to committing suicide. No one lost on the gladiator who lunged in a mighty swing. The traders grasped collectively, thinking it was over, and it was. But not for the old man, for in the next instant, before anyone could comprehend what had happened, his opponent was crumpled on the ground. In one fell stroke, and with impossible speed, the old man had drawn his sword and dealt the telling blow. A few heartbeats passed in stunned silence, then the stands erupted in riotous cheering. Gods, just recounting it gives me the chills. The speed, the precision, the elegance, simply sublime. How's it possible? I have never heard of these Far Eastern warriors, these samurai. Wait, are you thinking that what I think you're thinking? You want to face the old man? Oh, that silver-tongued showmaster was looking for a new challenger, but you don't want to do this. Let someone else be the fool. And we get the sounds of accepting a Stormblood quest. How lovely. We have yet to even hear the sounds of the Homesword quest. How lovely. Yeah. The charm of having a level 50 character, meaning that you can have access to samurai. We can hand in my first gladius as a gladiator first, I suppose, but after that we'll... Yeah, so first things first, let's gladiator it up, go talk to Myla, maybe equip gear, so we're not looking completely to level 1. Till you dispatch the beasts with ease. With every swing and thrust, you gain valuable experience. Must remember and reflect on each one if you are to recognize and eliminate the deficiencies in your technique. Training under me shall continue once the haft sits so snugly in your hand that you cannot imagine holding aught else. Until then. Yeah, once again, simple, to the point, and back to White Mage so we can do stuff with the Samurai quest. The silver-tongued Showmaster. Come one, come all, and marvel at the mystery of the Far East. A swordsman hailing from the exotic Higashi, whose blade work is quicker than the eye can see. Don't let his age fool you, old though he may be. He has already made short work of one of Oldar's meanest gladiators, and he now seeks a new challenger. If you can best him, you'll be awarded with a rare Hegan treasure. There's just one condition. You must fight with the same blade as the old man's. If you think you have what it takes, proceed to the Gladiators Guild and make yourself known to the Far Eastern Elder. Thank you, Random Lalafell, for giving us the information needed. Let us hop on over to this back corner of the Gladiators Guild. Yeah, that's it. He just stands here. Well, sits here, rather. Well, kneels here. This aura, unusual, yet undoubtedly formidable. Dare I hope a worthy challenger has come. Well met, friend. I am Musasai, a samurai of Higashi. Lest you wonder, samurai are swordsmen of the Far East. Yet know that the swords we wield are unlike those of this land. Katana, they are called. Some would also get called Taichi. Just as a heads up. That's right. I'm gonna quote Trails completely. Oh, okay, what sort of battle quotes can I say? Here, let's strike! Oh, that's from Cold Steel 3 and 4. And for a jewel I shall lend you such a blade, along with a stone, a talisman of sorts. Wear them on your person, and you shall become one of us. At least in appearance, if not in sooth. Technically, we've now just done the quest needed to get Samurai. Might as well do the first quest though. And also to explain what we'll be getting out of Samurai immediately, because it will start at level 50 and therefore all the level 50 stuff. We also get the achievement, Bushido Blade, because, well, we got it to level 50. Hooray! But we've yet to actually do the quest at hand. In our inventory, we get given a nameless armor coffer. Use it, for fuck's sake. Don't be an idiot. As it will net you the nameless gear that you'll be equipping alongside the Mithrite Ushigatana. And we get the Sam Gauge. Sen Gauge. It's for the samurai stuff. Quick new gear set. Recommend the gear. Set the gear. Now, it might be worthwhile in me going on a deleting spree actually, and then going off of what there is, and I'll sort the wall stuff out as well, just so that we're not, just so that I can sort out the hotbar properly, so everything can be as intended. as with as we do get every single skill up to 50. Yeah. I think one of those Lolafels are around. Anyway. So, first things first. Hakaze. You deliver attack with a potency of 180. It's quite simple. It's your basic attack. B button it is. Jinpu delivers an attack with a potency of 100 and combos off of Hikaze to a 260 potency and grants Fugetsu, which increases our damage dealt by 10%. Lovely stuff. We'll put it on the A button. Third Eye reduces the amount of damage taken by the next attack by 10% for 4 seconds. We get that. That's going on the... Oh, I'm on hotbar 2. Ooh. Right, okay. Back on hotbar 1. We'll do things correctly. NP is a range attack with 100 potency. We'll put it over here for the moment. Not really much more I want to say on that one at the moment. Shifu is a attack with potency 100 and combos off of a Kaze for potency of 260 and grants Fuka. Reduces the weapon skill cast time and recast time, spell cast time and recast time and auto attack delay by 10%. So it has a good use. We'll put it on the Y button. Fuga is a cone of 90 to all enemies. Again, another thing that we can just put over here for the moment. Gecko is our first instance of something else. Delivers an attack with a potency of 100, 150 when executed from a target sphere, and it combos off of Jinpu for 310 potency, rear combo of 360, and grants Getsu, one of our 3 things needed for a different type of attack. Put it there. Lai Jutsu executes a weapon skill depending on the number of Sen stored in the Sen gauge. We'll put it on the B there, and then MP can be on the Y for now. Basically, it'll have Higenbana, Tenka Goken, or Midori Sugegeka, depending on how much we've done. Megetsu is an AoE that combos off of Fuga. The previous AoE related one. And grants Fugetsu as well. So we're starting to see the theme here, aren't we? Put those there then, I guess. I guess this will be the AoE variant. Kasha delivers an attack with a potency of 100 and 150 when executed from the target's flank, and it combos off of Shifu. For remembrance purposes, we'll put it there. Oka is the same sort of thing. It's similar to some of these other things. Grants Ka, by the way. Potency of 310, 360 from the flank. This one combos off of Fuga. So, you know, the AoE variant. We'll put it on the Y button then. Yukikaze is the last one that combos off of Hikaze. We'll put it there then. And a Grand Setsu, 280 on the combo. And Maikyo Shisui executes up to 3 weapon skill combos without meeting combo preference. Does not affect Lai Jutsu. Oh. Put it there then for the time being. And then everything else is all this stuff here that we can see up to, well, 96. So we can actually go through them now. Hisatsu Shinten is a potency of 250 and uses the Genki gauge, which we don't have yet. Gyutin, Wash's Titan, delivers an attack of a potency of 100, costing 10 at the Genki gauge. And Yaten delivers an attack with a potency of 100, additional effect of a 10 yarn backset, and grants an enhanced NP. And it costs 10 on the Genki gauge. Simple enough. Meditate increases our Genki gauge gradually for 15 seconds, and it's not effective when used outside of battle. Effect ends upon using another action or moving. So yeah. Kyutin at 62 delivers an attack of potency of 100 to all enemies. Genki gauge cost of 25. Hagakure converts Setsu, Getsu, and Ka into Genki. Each then converted increases the Genki gauge by 10. Can be executed under the effect of at least one of 3 statuses. Ikishoten increases the Genki gauge by 50. That's simple enough. Gurwen delivers an attack to all enemies in a straight line before you with a potency of 400 for the first enemy and 25% less for all many enemies for 25 for your Genki cost. That's a lot of Genki related stuff here. Hisetsu Sinai shares a recast timer with Gurwen and delivers an attack with a potency of 800 for 25 of your Genki gauge cost. And then get Tsubane Gaishi. Repeats the previously executed Aijutsu, cannot be used to repeat Higenbana specifically. Simple enough. It can only be used under the effect of Tsubari Gaishi. Ready. Shoha delivers attack to all enemies in a straight line before you opposing 560 for the first enemy, 50% less to all remaining enemies. Can only be executed after accumulating 3 stacks of meditation by executing Jutsu or meditate while in combat. Tengetsu reduces the amount of damage taken by the next attack for 10% and grants Tengetsu's foresight, increases the Genki gauge by 10 when hit, and you get a bit of a regen. Fuko is an AoE that increases the Genki gauge, positive 100. Ogi Namakiri delivers a critical hit to all enemies in cone before you, potency of 860 for the first enemy and 50% less for all remaining enemies. Damage is increased when under the effect that raises critical hit rate and grants a stack of meditation up to a maximum of 3. Can only be executed on the effect of Ogi Namakiri. Ready. Gofu delivers an attack with a potency of 240 with increasing the Genki gauge by 5, and Senshin delivers an attack to all enemies in cone before you with potency of 940 for the first enemy and 50% less for all remaining enemies, and can only be executed while on the effect of Senshin. Ready. And these are all the various things we can't put on our hotbar. Some of this stuff is basically from the other stuff that we've already looked at. What the fuck's the duty? Oh yeah, duty action 1, duty action 2, that's what that is. And then, yeah, some of this stuff is definitely gone through all these like enhanced stuff and the change to some of the names that occur through masteries and whatnot. So, do that what you will. Master Musosai. Ah yes, in your gaze I see the strings of a newborn samurai. 'Tis plain the stone has already bequeathed some of its memories unto you. Yet having the memories is one thing, mastering them quite another. We'll just see how you fare against me. Prepare yourself, young samurai. We begin as soon as you are ready. We've learned everything up to 50, and we can now go into the duty with level sync down to 52 if you happen to decide to grind a bit beforehand. If you really decide to. Gather ye round and bear witness, for another brave challenger has appeared. Next to face Musosai, sword master of the Far East, we have an itinerant adventurer that happens to now also wield the same weapon. I'm gonna use all my CP immediately to hit an actual flame slash. Yes, I am just gonna keep doing it. Oh, you know what? Maybe I could go for an Arcane Gale. Then again, that's an area attack. Not even useful. Maybe let's just swap this out for a stick. I mean, I'm quite skilled at a stick. Hold it right there! No one gets to take down that old bastard except me! Burrow the last standing, Scourge of the Sands! You made a fool of me, Arya, but this time there'll be no tricks. This time I fight my own sword. Not that pathetic excuse for a needle you handed me. What's this? Bone-headed Bold, who was so roundly trounced but moments ago, has invaded the blood sands. Boo, boo. For those who came in late, he's a disgraced gladiator who was cast out of the Colosseum for, and I paraphrase, being an all-round odious brute. The rules were plain, and you agreed to them. There were no tricks. Shut your mouth and fight me again! Such eagerness for blood. The warriors of this land are as naked blades. Oh, then those blades should put some bloody clothes on. That did nothing. Look in your pants. No, my peanut. No, yeah. The sword is now sliced in two. Bravo. I'll get you next time! Well, with that out of the way, and with that distraction out of the way, we may continue where we left off. Indeed. And now it's a battle of samurai. Simple objective. Fight Musosai. It begins! How will this challenger fare against the enigmatic elder? Now then, let's see how well you wield the katana. So the objective is quite simple. We utilise our skills to do this. And then we can Heigenbana, which gives a dot. Oh, to master such a advanced indeed. Having 2 of them will mean it will be AoE attack. So what we won't want is the 3rd one. And now we gain mid-AoE, so to get Becca. We can now do that and just... I just messed up. I was meant to do very specific attacks. I then did it wrong. Ah, well. You have a feel for the blade? Indeed we do. Oh, I had that one. I'm an idiot. This is a case of me having to remember which ones are which. Simple enough situation, to be honest. And of course, if we really want to, we can also utilize power of the AoE ones. Overall, probably deals less damage, but nice to see the animations. Anyway, at half health, he gives up. That will do. Victory is yours, young one. And the challenger wins! Damn, aren't we great? To draw forth such strength from the stone in so short a time, you are no ordinary man. As promised, I shall bestow upon you the rarest of Hegan treasures, training in the way of the samurai. We've done a good job here. What is the matter? Our techniques are not found in this land, hence their great worth. As my pupil, you would train under my watchful eye, and learn even the most puissant of my techniques. Why, you lying bastard! I bet he's got himself a bunch of people to help him out now. All that fighting and there wasn't any coin? What's this? Boneheaded Barone is back. This time he's brought friends. This man doesn't know when to give up. You got a problem? Come down here and say it. At no point was it said that the treasure was an object, let alone coin. Besides winning, it was well beyond you. Shut the hells up! This time I'll show you my true strength! Your strength lies in numbers. 'Twould seem very well if you insist on another chancing, then so be it. But know that this time 'tis not I who will deal it, but my pupil. Having seen your potential firsthand, he and his ilk ought not pose you any trouble. Why do I do it like that? Like, yeah. This is what we get for begging to be a catboy. What the fuck? Whoever he is, take care of him too. Alright, fair enough. And now we get killed in a loading screen. No. Oh dear, this isn't script. The duel has become a free-for-all and the challenger is against it. No one makes a fool of me in my Colosseum. However, he's not the one doing the fighting, as you can see that it's his mates here with their bows of dying horribly. Bloody hopeless, the lot of you! Kill him! Let's see how your premium fan stands against us axe or two. Alright. Time to use our AoE attacks. To pieces, Bah, if you want something done right. No one beats me in my Coliseum. No one! Oh ho, Bo joins his own fight. Finally, yeah, and we gotta just be careful here. Student Samurai versus Grizzled Gladiator, who will prevail in this clash between good and ugly. Ooh. Sanguine Blade, that just means I have to move it back. It's actually quite a simple fight, to be honest. I feel like this duty is very much just so that you can understand how to play Samurai properly, so it's quite simple really. I was waiting for him to do that. So sod this! I'm gonna make you hurt, old man, it's the last thing I do! And missed. It's just standing there and you're missing. Oh. Why am I playing? No, I wanted to dance. Yeah! Not even worth drawing my blade. Well fought, young one. I have seen all I need to see. And the winner is the challenger! What fearsome fighters these samurai! Let's give him a rousing applause! Whoopee! Yahoo! Yeah! Forgive me. I know it was wrong to force that fight upon you, and yet I find I do not regret having done so, for it has reaffirmed beyond any doubt the promise that I had glimpsed in you. Long did I search in my native land for a pupil, but I found none fit to be a vessel for my knowledge. The problem, I concluded, lay in my people's way of thinking, the zeal with which they uphold tradition to the detriment of all else. So it was that I set forth for a new land, this Hare's Ear. I placed myself in the midst of your most able swordsmen, offering myself up as a spectacle in hopes of finding a worthy soul. And find him I did, in you! Now I realise how all this may appear. To you I could be a strange old fool spouting nonsense, but I am well past caring about appearances. I speak with all honesty when I say that there is none other into whom I would pour my knowledge, and so I ask you, will you consent to being my pupil? Yeah, sure. Ah, words cannot well express my joy. From this moment on, we are master and student. Now then, I would know your name, but what are you called? Ah, Chris. 'Tis a fine name. Without further ado, we shall commence your training. Pray join me at the nearby tavern, the Slick Hand. I think he means the Quicksand, but sure. So we have to go and talk to him in the Adventurers Guild in order to actually finish the bloody quest. Instead of finishing it here and being like, next, meet me in the place. So a change in location, as it were. Urusai is now over here. And cutscene for us to end the quest upon. I shall begin at the very beginning. In the distant past, Hingashi underwent a period of strife, during which numerous opposing factions fought for supremacy, the Age of Blood. In this age, full many took to battle with katana in hand, and in the crucible of war our art was forged, the way of the samurai. Eventually, the realm was unified under one banner, and peace reigned once more. People set aside their katana, save for we samurai, who continue to wield it as a symbol of authority, and with that authority comes a grave responsibility, protecting the peace. To ensure that the Age of Blood is never repeated, we samurai seek out the wicked and bring them to account. In doing so, we ward off chaos and preserve order in the realm. Such is our calling. Higashi, or Hare's Ear, it matters not where we are. This calling guides us always. To that end, we shall journey the land, you and I, on a quest to right wrongs. As one who has grasped the foundations of our art, it is your surest path to mastery. Our efforts begin in this very city. I shall cast about for evil that has taken root here, and then we may proceed to excise it. And it's the Lollipop from before. Well now, that's something got exciting quick, but with some even quicker thinking, I managed to set up a wager and turn a tidy profit. Momozigo, I owe you a debt of gratitude. Thanks to you, I have found my pupil at long last. I pray that you will live comfortably with your winnings. Actually, I don't mind to join you. Wherever I go, I sense that coin will follow. And besides, it seems you're planning to root out evil in our fair city. Oh, good luck on that one. If so, you do well to have me along. With my connections, I can procure the information you're like to need. Then there's the small matter of your complete and utter lack of knowledge of Eorzea. There isn't that indeed. Had fate not seen fit to unite us, I never would have found my way here from Festa Bay. And I wouldn't be standing here breathing. If anyone knows anything, it's me. Saving me from those cutthroat bandits when I tried to recruit them for the Colosseum. Terribly reckless in hindsight. So a bit of backstory on that one. As for you, my friend, to be marked out by old Musasai himself, you must be made of uncommon stuff indeed. Not to put the pressure on, but I have the highest hopes for you. Lovely. And here we are, then. I shall undertake my search with Momozigo's help. Until such time there are developments, pray continue holding your newfound skills. Indeed we shall. As in, the next quest won't be available until 67? Oh, no. Obviously not. No, next quest is 52. Simple enough. And that's all we'll say about that with that. On Samurai. Back to White Mage. Technically, Samurai is my best class now. Fuck. Over to the markets. Whether that's through the Aetherite or just by walking a little over to this direction here. Fat cat following me. It is fucking cute. There's a medicine merchant, but we ignore that because that quest is a different thing. Actually, I believe I know what it is. It's Bold Fantasy. It's a level 1 quest, yet can't do that while level 1. So yeah, that is a Fantasia. We can use that to change our appearance. So if I decided I didn't want to be a cat anymore, I could make myself a Wogadin. Make myself a Laravel, maybe purchase Dawntrail, and make myself a female Hofgar. Anyway, the quest we're actually grabbing here is this distraught lass for taking the wed. Good old Red Mage. And its various stuff. Ho ho, are you an adventurer? Please, you have to rescue my sister. Some horrible people tried to kidnap us just outside the city gates. I managed to break free when a traveller stopped to help, but my sister never caught up to me. I will save her. Oh, you will? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Please hurry through the gate here and just keep going straight ahead. You're sure to find them. The traveller was some sort of mage, I think, but it was 1 against 5. Surely you can stand against so many. Well, you'd be surprised by how well some people seem to fare. Off we go now into Central Fairyland to go and see if we're going to have to scrape up the remains of a mage, or if there's still any villains to fight. Why, there appears to be 3 of them. This well-dressed lass is who we need to talk to. Don't touch me! Oh, you're not one of them. Very simple, quick, on the ball there. Oh, how evil they look. A very quick-fire way to show off Red Mage. The combination of casting spells and then going up front and doing a load of slashing with a sword. A ranged DPS that does melee attacks? Our face is like if we were in Yakuza 0 and we just saw a new combat style. In which case, let me get my baseball bat for it's time for Slugger Quiz. Yeah, I love Yakuza 0, it's a fun game. Can't really play it on stream because I've played it to death and the only thing that would be interesting is me waging at Mahjong. So, and who might you be? Well, time for us to have a discussion. Came to lend your aid. My apologies. Had I but known, I would have spared you a villain or two. After all, you seem to share my distaste for those who prey upon defenceless children. Aye, birds of a feather are we. Also, cats of a feather, potentially, because he's a Makote, just like us. Ooh, pardon me. I am Sawantia, a pilgrim of sorts. Might I know your name, friend? Chris. Now why does that strike such a familiar chord? Oh yeah, canonically this is taking place at Stormblood timeline-wise. We are getting spoilers. We are getting spoilers. We're going to be getting at least a spoiler about a character. Excuse me, I just wanted to thank you for saving me. My pleasure, child. You're unharmed, yes? Good. Let's escort this brave lass to her sister then. Lead the way. Yep. Back to Oldar briefly to talk with the distraught lass to be like, don't worry, your sister's safe. And yippee hoo, they can be together again and not having to worry about each other in that sense anymore. Woo! Very simple thing to do. Distraught lass. You found her, adventurer. Thank you. We are very grateful for your kindness. Indeed, they are, but I was so scared. What do those terrible people want with us? You needn't worry about them anymore, sister. The man in red defeated them all. You saw how he fought with spells and steel. He's one of those heroes Papa told us about. A crimson duelist, aren't you? Is he about to start Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling us with a speed jeweler or something? A jewel speeder thing? Oh, whatever. Ha! I did not expect to hear that name this far south into Eorzea. Then you are a crimson duelist. I knew it! If your papa is telling his daughters tales of wed mages, then he must be from Alamigo, yes? Well, that explains his choice of bedtime stories. Now, shall we see you lasses home? We'll be alright from here. Thank you again. And off they go. Goodbye, lasses. Have a safe time here in Oldar. And away they skip, safe and happy. Now, Chris, was it not? I believe we've earned ourselves a celebratory drink. Yeah, I suppose. You need not feel compelled, my friend. Should the mood strike you, however, you'll find me staying at Blackbush Station. I find the ale served at the coffer and coffin most agreeable. Back into the central shroud we'll go. We'll hop on our unicorn and make our way to the coffer and coffin. Maybe not the correct gate to go through as a whole, but it's the one that's we're nearest to, so now we can do a bit of a hop, skip and a jump ourselves into a location. And yes, this quest does end at the church, so we're actually doing this in an optimal fashion. Yippee! Although I'll have to go back down to Camp Drybone to grab the coin, to hand the coin purse to a travelling goldsmith, but nah, that's neither here nor there. And then we'll be heading into Korvath. Yeah, I know, it took us 2 hours to actually get to the point where we'll actually be highlighting the thumbnail, and I didn't draw anything to represent Alphino covered in snow or Sid covered in snow. We'll talk about Sid when we actually get to the point where we actually can call him Sid again. Yay! But still. A constant in Final Fantasy is definitely Sid. Whether he's just a kindly old man that happens to be helpful for a bit of your journey, a man that happens to definitely be obsessed with only his airship, or super evil, Sid is a constant factor in most Final Fantasies. Anyway, the Sun Tia. What is it with all these Lalafell? They grab Red Mage. Why do they grab Red Mage? Oh, whatever. Ah, you came. As it so happens, the mother of those girls tracked me down and insisted I accept a reward. Once I mentioned you might be stopping by, she left a token of gratitude for you as well. It seems to have assisted an affluent merchant family, a revelation which might explain the attempted kidnapping, hefty ransom, and all that. I'm told the girls were immediately assigned a capable bodyguard. However, so we can drink in peace, knowing they were well protected. And in the cutscene we go. Oh, I remember whence I know your name. I learned of you first from a young lass named Alice. You see, in the time between... So, okay. Alice is in Realm Reborn, beyond the cutscenes we've seen her in, and then proceeds to fuck off. She's in the Binding Call of Bahamut questline. A bunch of raids that's to do with the whole Bahamut stuff from before Realm Reborn. In the time between that and Stormblood, she meets Exrantia here, and learns a bit of red magic, so that when she actually does join us a bit more properly in Stormblood, she's able to, you know, actually help out and have some actual differences to the more carnist aesthetics that Alphino has. So, you know, upon the road, she expressed an admiration for your growing exploits, even as she persuaded me to teach her the basics of red magery. She proved a quick study in the arcade side of things, but fencing was something of a challenge. By the end of our lessons, however, she had learned to combine spellcraft with swordplay, when to cast from afar, and when to lunge forward with well-timed thrust. And what of you, my friend? Have you any interest in the art? I expect you would make an exceptional red mage. I mean, we already did a good job with white magic, and we have some level of black magic on us, so fair enough. I am deadly serious. A man who would rush to the aid of a stranger's child without fear or hesitation is a man I would trust with the power of red magic. But even beyond that, I sense in you a kindred spirit. Aye, fair enough. Be warned, however, that my style of teaching is a practical one. I'll expect you to join me on my journey, and assist me in aiding others. Accept those terms, and I will bestow upon you the accompaniments of a red mage. Are you familiar with soul crystals? This particular stone is attuned to past wielders of red magics, and will fill your mind with firm foundation of technique. You need only reach forth your hand. Alright. Well, fun fact with red magic is back in the very first Final Fantasy, you picked red mage, you'd have access to maybe a little bit more stronger gear, but at the cost of only having the earlier levels of white and black magic. So there is that risk and reward there. You could use black mages, but you wouldn't get access to the red mages, but you wouldn't get access to the higher tier of magics that black and white mages get. Simple as that. Anywho, are we prepared to walk the path of the red mage? One word and the soul crystal is ours. Yes! You will not regret this decision, my friend. Gods above, for a moment there I thought you might refuse me. Hosts of red mages committed their memories to this gem, and now it is yours. And Fat Cat's lazing about. Absorb the knowledge it contains, then we will discuss the finer points of red magic. But first I should give you that reward. And that's taking the red complete. Red mage is now unlocked. Yippee! This quest ends here, and how deep the rabbit hole goes is done, and we get a red attire coffer of item level 115. It's a bunch of gear for us to have. Ultimately, we'll take it. Look at us. Balance gauge. It displays our amount of black and white magic. And again, we're going to go on a spree of deleting things. This allows me to then sort things out in a proper manner. There's a few things I probably do need to resort out with the samurai one, but we can take a look at what we get up to level 50 and more. This just means I can sort things out, so maybe some of this stuff is in a better position. Also, since we are a magic class, we do get the more magic-y, role-related stuff, so keep that in mind. Right, we're on Hobble 1 now? Good. The actions and traits of a red mage starts us with Riposte at level 1. Pardon me, where we attack with a potency of 130 up close, and it's an enhanced riposte if both black and white mana are at 20 or more. And Jolt here is our first actual magic attack of an unexpected damage of potency of 170 and increases both black mana and white mana by 2. We'll put this here at the B there, and this can be the B on this side. See what we're doing here. Fur Thunder is a lightning damage of 300 and increases the black mana by 6. And 50% chance of becoming Fur Fire ready. So we'll put it on A. Corpse a Corpse rushes the target and delivers an attack with potency of 130. Maximum charges are 2. Cannot be executed while bound. We'll put that there for the moment. Fur Arrow is a potency of 300 for wind, and it basically is the same case as with Fur Thunder, except it's white mana and a chance of getting Firstone ready. We'll put it on Y. Scatter is an AoE attack, unexpected potency of 120. And acceleration gives it up to 170 instead. It increases both black mana and white mana by 3. I mean, we'll put it on X. It makes sense to me, I guess. Fur Thunder 2 is the AoE version of Fur Thunder, and it increases black mana by 7. Now, one thing that may be worth considering is the fact of the matter that Fur Thunder and Fur Arrow takes nearly 5 whole seconds to cast. You might be thinking, oh then, maybe we'll be having. So yeah, and Fire Arrow is the same thing, but wind and 100 potency as well, but white mana as well instead. Now for Fire, which once it's ready, increases blow mana by 5 and potency of a good number. We'll put it that side. First Stone is the same, but with white mana. That's really the same what company said. Sawachao delivers a potency of 100, combos off of Riposte, combo potency 150, and it's enchanted if both of the manas are at 15 or more. Displacement delivers an attack of a potency of 130 and gives us a bit of a backstep. It shares the same recast timer with engagement. Right there. Engagement delivers an attack of potency of 130. We'll put it there. Fletch. Just a type that does a potency of 460 every 25 seconds. You get access to it. So we'll put that on Y for the moment. Redoublement is the third bit here. We'll put it there on X. And it's a potency of 100 unless you've comboed off of Suechu or enchanted Suechu. For 230. And it's enchanted if both the manas are 15 or more. And the last thing we'll have for now is Accelerate, which ensures the next Fur Thunder, Farewell, or Scatter can be cast immediately for 20 seconds, and it also increases the potency of Scatter by 50, and it ensures that Fun Thunder and Fur Arrow will trigger the Fur Fire Ready or Fur Stone Ready, respectively. So a nice little thing to have. We'll put it there for the moment, as we can get more of these things later. Such as Mullet. Delivers an attack with a potency of 60 to all enemies in the turn before us. It's upgraded if both manas are at 20 or more. For Cure is a healing spell. 350 potency. Contra 60. Delivers a target potency of 380 to target and all enemies nearby. This is an AoE version of Fletch. Embolden increases own magic damage dealt by 5% and damage dealt by nearby party members by 5%. And Modification grants 3 stacks of magic to sword play, each stack allowing the use of enchanted riposte, the enchanted attacks without cost. All combos are cancelled upon execution of Modification. 5 seconds on that one. Jolt at 62 deals unexpected damage of 280 and increases both black mana and white mana by 2. This is Jolt 2, so it's supposed to be a better version of Jolt, which, you know. For Wise at 64, yeah, once you get Red Mage to 64, they have access to a red spell, so yeah. Sometimes you may be on hand to be expected to be wising people over the healers. Impact is just a better version of Scatter, and then we get Reprise, Fur Thunder free, Fur Arrow free, Jolt free, Magic Barrier, Face of Thorns, and that's all. And then everything else is just enchanted versions or other things we can't add on the thing. And of course, I didn't do this with Samurai, but we should probably put some of this stuff on the thing, as it's nice to be able to have access to stuff that might help us in it all. And the Crimson Duelist, as he wants to teach us the origins. Ah, I see the glint in your eye, that the Soul Crystal has surrendered its secrets. Welcome to the ranks of the Red Mage. The art we practice is born of noble origin. Its balanced and controlled energies were once used to stem the tide of destruction and proclaim a future for the depossessed. I speak of the age some 1500 years past, when the clash of two sorcerous civilizations brought about the sixth Umbral calamity. Ere the great flood's woes, people fled from their homes and into the mountains of Gir Albania. Even mages of Makar and Ampapur were to be found amongst the refugees. These wizardly petitioners become targets for retribution for the part they played in upsetting the natural balance. And so did they shed their robes of black and vestments of white. People were to survive and rebuild following the disaster, however, they would need the power of the arcane. Thus were the principles of black and white magery reinvented, and upon their combined foundation, an entirely new discipline was built. Red magic, and Survivor Rights has just spawned. But I've prowled on about the history of it for long enough. Far better that you experience red magic firsthand. There remains the mystery of who sent kidnappers after those poor girls, and I have a feeling the attempts to unearth the culprit will provide the battle practice you require before we plunge into the fray. However, there are questions I would ask. Come with me to Eastern Fireland to the Church of Saint Adama the Dharma. Well, with that in mind, let us hop on our unicorn and make our way over to Camp Drybone. I'm saving money by riding this way, but to be fair, at the same time, it gives me time to think this through. Do I want to actually grind? I can't stop, so I could maybe do these things as Scholar, because remember, we are doing level 35 quest at level 50. But I want to go into Corfas. Maybe I'll just stick to White Mage for the main story for a bit more longer. Maybe I might actually not play White Mage. Maybe I'll play Red Mage a little bit, you know? I like the idea of playing Red Mage. Boing, 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 boing. Back in Drybone, about bloody time. We can do the quest as this. Like, I'm going to go into Corfas, I think, because that's the thumbnail. We've spent 2 hours not doing that, so you know. Oh god, the fidelity of the quality of the game. God damn you, Wayne Storms. Those are out my legs. Anyway, the travelling goldsmith here. A ballpoint chisel, you say? A pair of needle-nose pincers? Those things don't come cheap, you know. Thankfully, we have the money. Fowl's balls. I mean, yes, that should be sufficient payment. Nice doing business of you. Maybe we didn't need to spend that much on them. Oh, you know what? Oh, do I lose? Oh, what? I can't have Fat Cat and the umbrella at the same time? What the fuck is this bullshit? We can do a rain check. Yeah, I think it's raining. Well, anyways. Up to the church we go. That's... Can't... Hang on, so... I can either have the umbrella or... That's right, Cynthia has chosen to be in the church for the moment. Talk to him. There you are. I would introduce you to Father Ilya, but I believe the two of you are already acquainted. Yeah. Sun has told me the tales in the forest book caused an attempt to kidnap 2 young girls. And you wish to ask if this thaumaturgical cabal is known to me, yes? There are several such cults which come to mind, and I must have more detail. You say each member shared some unusual traits. Aye, not one word spoken over the entire exchange, not one shift in expression when I urged them to yield. Each of them also appeared branded with some manner of tattoo. A signal, pulsing with arcane energy. Ah, an evil practice. Such cursed signals are known to destroy the will of the bearer, resulting in a biddable puppet with acts in much the manner you have described. There is no salvation for such wretched creatures. Then we must seek the fiends who pull their strings. Pray learn what you can of this cabal and its purpose, Father. Chris, we have another task to attend to. I suggest some light stretching before you step outside. You'll soon understand why. Alright. Well, we'll do this. Well, we'll do this because it gives us more time to actually mess around with what we've got. And we commence. Did you notice we've been followed, Quest? The fake cabal we are investigating seems to have taken an interest in us. Oh no. I sense an ambush in the offing. Do they seek to silence us, perhaps? Well, let them try. This will be the first opportunity, pardon me, for you to test your newly acquired skills. But first, a brief lesson. A Red Mage's spells belong to 2 distinct schools, rooted as they are in ancient disciplines of black and white magic. Intertwined, they form the solid core of red magic, and through the balanced casting of both disciples can the Red Mage build its foundation higher and higher. When your strength has reached its peak, that is when you lunge forward and unleash the energies, farming with your blade. And then you leap away, returning to the first step. It is a dance, my friend. It's simple enough. A statement. Come out, wherever you are. We have no intention of running or hiding from you. I wear a sword, as you can see, but I'm not partial to violence. There's no chance we might attempt a parley in lieu of bloodletting. Nope. How unsettling. Well, Chris, it seems you'll have your battle. Remember what I have taught you. Now, Chris, the first thing you should do when facing ruffians is... Ah! He interrupted the captain! Well, I think of things that I can't claim as my own. The way this works is we have dual cast. This means that when we cast a spell that's quicker, we can then cast a spell that's not as quick. It's quite a simple technique. So if I try casting, like, just for thunder, I'm going to basically cause myself to not be in a good state. Thankfully someone does actually have the stuff needed to make sure we don't die. There we go. These puppets must have a leader lurking nearby. Let's take the battle to our ambushes, shall we? Ah, but before we resume the hunt, let us be sure of your technique. As when made, you are capable of casting 2 spells in rapid and using one known as the dual cast effect. Yep, already said that. I already actually described that stuff. God damn it. Shouldn't hear you. Wasting our time. Our objective is simple. Defeat the enemy. Oh, well, that's not too bad. Balance of black and white and take full advantage of dual cast. Indeed we shall. For it is dual cast that allows us to do more with our magic in quick succession. It's a lovely thing. And when we're at 100 of both, we can go up close and slash at an enchanted state. Of course, there is a timer on the dual cast, so you have to do be fortunate about that factor. Follow the sphere. It will lead us to the source of this ambush. There's an Archmagus. The Eighth of the Fallen. Down for some dark purpose, I wager. Hound of the Neverwhelm, accept this feast of souls. May our life serve as payment for the destruction of our foe. And a soul in my has appeared. Lovely. Just cast Funstone and then I fucking closed. Get out of the way of Slabber. You do not want to have Slabber done on you because that would be bad. Keep your distance from the Eighth where it spawns. Oh. follow us. Damn it! I tried to evade it. It didn't work. That means now our attacks are weakened. There we go. Easy time. Well done, Chris. You exceeded my expectations. Which is a fortunate thing, for I did not anticipate the arrival of that fearsome hound. These mages are willing to forfeit their own lives to ensure that we lost ours. Did you see? The band on her left cheek. This cursed sigil which stole her will enough to vulnerable to the most heinous of commands. Our ambushers were young men and women, every one, all transformed into mindless pawns by some hidden master. This master has shown no compunction against sacrificing pieces that outlive their usefulness. No, this cannot stand. Yeah, obviously. Heed me, Chris. You have begun your education in wed magic, but there's much more I would teach you. Come, let us return to the Lich Yard. Yep. And now we hand in this quest. I can switch back over to White Mage. And we can... Oh, we can stay on Red Mage. We can stay on Red Mage. It's an option. It's all about figuring this out, really. Or hell, we could spend some time leveling up Arcanus. Know your history of these graves? Touch's Lich Yard is the final resting place for many victims of the 7th Ambral Calamity. Red magic was conceived to stem such tides of destruction, an age when the abuse of sorcery flooded the world with death. Its distinction from earlier disciplines is key. Whilst petitioners the black and white magic draw upon Abe Aether, a red mage weaves his spell using only the reserves of mana with which he was born. In the era in which red magic was created, to do otherwise was forbidden. To manifest more powerful effects, the Welsh red mages adopted a method by which precise sword techniques would harness and amplify the energy of their spoken incantations, the mage's own physical form serving as an arcane accelerator, an ingenious way of preserving their self-imposed limitations. Understand that the blade we wield is not simply a weapon, it is the focus of all our efforts to lessen strife and suffering. Every generation of red mages is part of an unending battle. We are soldiers who fight for those enduring violence and subjugation, the bulwark against the unkind vagancities of life. 20 years ago, I joined the revolutionaries in Alameda and learned red magic alongside like-minded companions. We formed the Crimson Duelists, and together we rose up against the tyranny of Mad King Theodoric. We were crushed. Of all the duelists, only I survived to watch our homeland languish under the rule of imperial invaders. Even after leaving Alameda, I never ceased fighting for its liberation, and when I learned of the calamity of the threat to all the lands of Eorzea, I found myself with the valiant scholars of Charlemagne. In the end, I was unable to protect my homeland or halt the approach of fiery disaster. But never once in all the years have I betrayed the oath the duelists swore to champion the weak with heart and steel. Such is the nature of the magic you will learn from this idealistic fool. If it masters the art, however, then my word shall become your word for the duration of your studies. I remain here at the church for the time being, and you be a pest to the good Father Illard until we uncover the origins of this cult. Your only chore shall be to reflect upon the lessons of the day and prepare for our next encounter. Simple enough. And again, we don't get another quest from him until level 52. So, meanwhile, in the church, and I want to make this decision now. Do we carry on with Red Mage for a bit? I'll switch back to White Mage. That's what we're doing the playthrough with. We can... Basically, if I feel like I don't want to heal in a dungeon, I can switch, which is good. News on that front, then. Have you bought the tools I requested? Yep, here's the chisel, and here's the pincers. And no money, because I gave it all to the guy when I maybe could have not needed to have done that. Something occurs to me. Please wait here a moment. Alright, we'll wait. It was for naught, though I repaired the device easily. The sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But how? How did I do it? These hands, My hands, they moved with a mind of their own, daftly manipulating the clockwork mechanisms. There was no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, as though I had performed the same motions countless times before. Mental blocks. Whoopee! Pardon me, Chris. This was a mistake. Please give the Hololodge to Sister Elund. The man who once owned it is currently in her care, and I think it best that it be returned to him. Alright, well, we can do that. Now to head back out the church. It's this person here. Good day to you, sir. If you come to pay respects to this man, here's this repaired Hololodge. Before have I seen such a queer device. Say that it measures the passing of time. Mayhap they are more common in Garlemald. I'm given to understand that its seas are filled with all manner of amazing technologies. Marcus said that it belonged to the deceased. Oh dear. You don't suppose that the owner might have been a Garland spy? May it behoove us to notify the authorities of Camp Drybone. But mayhap more importantly, how did Marquess manage to repair this device? I knew he had a talent for the trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. We get a weapon coffer, not already going to be using it. Bring out the dead is our next quest. I recognise you now. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who lost their lives in the attack. Apologise if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the waking sands and prepared for transport here. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you find closure. We can help. Let us use a Aetherite ticket. No, it's on the inventory, so it's a little bit more sorted out. And back into Western Farland and Vesper Bay for our quest. Now we gather up the bodies. Well, first we speak to a shopkeep. They happen to exist. How lovely. Hey, you don't look like one of them touch fellas. Well, I'll turn you away, no sir. As you can see, we've got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's come to claim them, so off to the ditch yard they go. Be thankful you didn't have to go inside and see the carnage for yourself. 'Twas the stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Goddamn Imperials. Don't know what quarrel they had with these folk, and I'm sure as hell don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, have I seen you around here before? Or do you just have one of them faces? Nah, never mind. Anyway, there's a carriage come to haul the boys to the ditch yard, out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I'm reminded to leave the reminder to you. Might want to cover your nose while you work. Some of these folks starting to turn. Oh. And now we have to gather up the fallen scions. And it does take us a moment, because, yeah, try to lift up a Rogan's body. Go ahead. And then this one takes a little less time, because they're not as big. And of course, the Lalafeld takes no time at all. And now we carry the corpses to the carriage. Ah, the sun has come out, and it's glorious. Why was it a big fella? There's this guy, but we'll hand over the stuff. Well, you're a strong one. 4 in 1 trick. Well, there's no need for me to lend your hand with the rest then. Yeah, the big fucker chose to just not bother. But, the sun. Ain't it great? Being able to see where we're going until we look into the sky and go blind. And of course, there's the other fallen scions. And a fallen sylph. Her name is Noexia game. Don't spit in the face of people who aren't cool. That's Carlito's job. Or at least it was before he was just a Judgment Day goon. But well. And of course it's the easiest corpse to pick up. That's a shame. Back to the coach we go. Come on, let's finish this before I die of old age. Alright, well here's the corpses. That should be all of them. Thanks for the help. Reckon it won't take too long to deliver all the corpses to the yard. Even so, you might want to hide back and tell them our work here is done. Indeed we will. We'll teleport over to Camp Drybone ourselves and make our way through. the area to get back to the church and to inform them of the various factors. And the weather has improved. Yippee. Based on where they're standing, I like it. Either China's or isn't bothered, or they're talking to Fanquid because they're doing the stuff before E3. Simple enough. Logic there. Ah, church. I've been to church before. Not because of like my upbringing or anything. No, my upbringing was more of an atheist one. But because it was, because let's face it, that's what happens when there's a church right by your primary school. You'd spend like you spend a bunch of time ending up having lessons there. It just happens. So you've decided to heed my advice. I pray that in doing so you've found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Fespeia arrived not long ago. We've begun preparing your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect, do everything can to shepherd them to Fowl's realm. Bury me not on the lone Perry. Sister Elune wishes to discuss one of the Scions who perished at the Waking Sands, aka Noexia. Though we can perform rites for most of the Scions, there's one whom we cannot accept. We'd like you to return this one to her people, the Sylphs of Little Solace. It's only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family, so that they may mourn her in accordance with Sylphic traditions. While this could certainly add fuel to the fire, that would be to bring about Ramu and curse anyone's involvement in Nausea. Thankfully, this is not one of the tampered ones, so we shouldn't be having to worry about that all of a sudden. And besides, we're in no capacity to deal with Ramu. Let's face that fact right now. We would rather not have to deal with that. But yeah, making our way downtown. And there's a bunch of still fighting good stuff there. And we're back in Little Solace with Komuxio. This one is surprised to see Walking One in Little Solace. How can these ones assist Walking One? Noexia's dead. Noexia! But this one does not understand. No, Komuxio, this one has heard much wailing. This one would know what has caused such distress. Terrible news, Elder One! Awful news! Walking One has returned to Little Solace. But why? These ones have not requested further aid. I'm here to return a body. Noexia, how did this happen? Explain everything to this one, at once! And so we explain what happened. So not only Noexia, but many of Walking One's friends were lost as well. Noexia... Noexia went to Fowline at the behest of this one. Walking One was with Noexia at the end. Tell this one that Noexia was brave. Tell this one that Noexia did not suffer. I was doing it to try and protect Minfilia, so... This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Noexia home, Walking One. These ones also wish to thank Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones these ones will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial Ones must pay. Imperial Ones must suffer. When the time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial Ones, do not forget these ones. These ones will not have Noexia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. I don't think they actually get involved at the end stuff of base 1 content, actually. But regardless, with that done, it's back to Camp Drybone. But yeah, and now Noexia's body can be put to rest by the Sylphs, under their own traditions. Even if it's weird to us, it's their traditions. But that's the thing, there's a difference between traditions and, by God, you guys allow this crime? I don't think there really is. I think there is like this universal truth, like, killing others is bad, outside, unless there's the circumstance of like self-defense or something like that, or you know, you've got the money to be able to evade having to deal with the court of law. Stealing things tend to be bad. Doing things to children tend to be bad, like that sort of thing. We thank you for your service to the church and to the Sylphs. You may be pleased to know that in your absence, we intern the remaining scions in the Yard. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I remind you that you have already done so much on their behalf. Please, take a rest and set aside your burdens for now. And we can get our hands on a linen banner and mithril spectacles or silver pieces. We'll go with the linen bandana for now. That gives us something for some of our DPS classes. For now, though, we shall head back into the church to carry on with the quest line. Marquez has more for us to do. Eyes on me. He believes he's being watched. I'm not imagining it, Chris. I know I'm being watched. This is different. Sinister. It's as if I'm under observation. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it when I last ventured outside. Yes, I know I felt it. Will you look outside for me, please? It'll only take a moment. Alright, we'll do that for him. We'll take a look. It's not in a book. Because rainbows are getting banned. Recently, my government Supreme Court has decided upon making it sound like trans people are not people, which fucking sucks for all of the 0.5% of the population. Why do we have such a hatred for such a small amount of people? Actually, we know who to blame. J.K. Rowling. And other toughs like her. Anyway, when we examine that thing, turns out there's an Imperial fella. So the Garlands are watching. At least watching the church. So hang on, they should know that I'm here. Hang on, that's not good. Oh, wait, yeah, we hit level 50 or something. We have benediction here. I'll put that there, because, yeah. Not really going to be using a full heal in any of the actual dungeons until Praetorium, so it's kind of pointless. I mean, it's useful for us if we need it. Actually, you know what? I think I will have it on the front. I'll put the post there. I think that works better. Ooh, pardon me. Marquez, you were attacked, weren't you? Are you unharmed? Thank the gods. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he perhaps know something of my past? If only I could have asked him. I need to think. Please allow me a moment alone. Wait. Father Iliad must hear of this. Will you tell him for me? It's important. I think others may come for me again. Right, well, yeah, we'll talk to him. Heavens forfend that such a thing should happen on holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you know anything distinctive about his garb or possessions? Yeah, he was a Garland. Wait, this is Garland still, which means the man who was watching Marquez was... Make haste to Count Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flames before more Imperials come. Oh, indeed we shall, and I'll grab some fire boots. Well, we should notify Count Drybone post-haste, so that no more Imperials can be a thing. However, Alphanode comes barging in. He chimes in. Enter the rest of that Panic at the Disco song. You all should know it if you're my age. Bloody hell, you couldn't escape it.
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate.
Good day to you too,
Alphanode.
Alphanode.
Adventurer, I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the 7th Dawn.
Well, its murder was not that long then. Thank you,
And to
Alphanode.
that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Sid Garland.
Like I said,
I have come
Sid,
for you.
a constant in the world of Final Fantasy. Just like it's a constant for me to always be
I
hiking.
fear you are mistaken, child. He
There's
is
no
but a
moonstone, so I
poor
can't
soul
have it be really
who
tough.
bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait,
Mark Sid here, trying to remember.
Hear me, Sid. Eorzea needs you.
Alphino, are you sure this is the right approach? This feels like a terrible idea. But... Iliad happens to have a bunch of stuff.
Sid, was it? Here. These belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right.
Oh, how little does
Our
it
time
know.
together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
Oh, you're on there, fucking hell.
Who are you?
And we have it now as Sid and
Alfino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the 3 city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction,
stuff that we already
leaving
know.
the scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more.
Damn it!
And she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak.
I was trying to write Corvus in the description, but I forgot how to spell it. Right, I didn't want to write that down again. Yeah. Actually, yes, the description might be a little off, actually.
Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals.
Yo, boy!
Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength.
Makes sense, natural progression of strength enemies for us to have.
Therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary.
Well, Alfino, how do you plan on that?
And for that, we need an airship. Your airship.
And so our job to go to Corvus is laid bare. We need to get an airship.
I have an airship?
Yes, Sid, you do.
Maybe you have an
very
airship.
own
At this point, we don't
airship.
know where it is. Or
It was
what
last
state
seen
it
in the
was.
skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
We actually begin in Gridania for this search, but
An airship?
he's trying his darndest to remember.
My airship? Oh, wait.
A couple of minutes later,
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
let's go. And so our valiant heroes make their way off to a new adventure.
They need my airship. They need me.
Amnesiac, a mute, and an egotist. All ego Alfino. Why am I? Yeah, I'm now just envisioning Ethan Page's head on his head, on Alfino's body, his head on his head. I am such a genius with words. Anyway, he who waited behind. Iliad has some pine words. We're curious to the fate that Master Sid Garlod would at last be found within our church. Defies imagination. Beg your pardon, Chris, you wish to find his airship, yes. I know not much truth there is to it, but there is a tale known as the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the calamity, much like the Great Gobu Wall of Oldar. It states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania towards Corvus. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over a full-gun float. Mayhap the Serpent stationed there have records of the events that transpired that day. Heard of you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still has need of you and the Scions. Pray look after yourself and Sid. Yep. look after these two as we head into Full-Gun Flight. A trip back to Gridania and the Shrouds for a brief moment before we head into the snowy snow of the snow place. By God, an area full of owl snow. However shall I cope? Wait, hold on. I can win. I can beat him. Is that aught I can assist you with, sir? The Enterprise. You speak of Master Golan's ship, yes? I needn't refer the records. I know that the airship was sighted overhead 5 years ago, clearly bound for Corvus. What became of it after that, I cannot say. If you wish to know more, please speak with Fortifoot at Florentil's Spire. He was on duty that day and saw it with his own eyes. I'm not sure what it is you hope to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Golan's caliber to fly it? I tell the machinery is fiendishly complex. Oh, don't worry, I'll figure that one out. Let us go! Tally-ho! Sally forth! I did it like that because Fire Emblem is in my head at all times. I fucking swear. Boing, 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 boing. Serpent Commander Fortifoot. Tell me what you know. You've come in search of Fortifoot. Then well met, for you have found him. It is I. Indeed, I have served as whaler for many years, since before the great snows came to Corvus. What exactly is this about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. Oh, that's great news. Let's get to work then. It was on the eve of the Battle of Cartanu, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the spire alone that night while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. Then, all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I ever seen splits the sky overhead. Continuing watching in shock as it disappeared over the mountains to the northwest. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed in the calamity, I wager it's still somewhere in Corvus. The Australians at the observatorium may have records which could help, but to attain them you need to deal with the Ishgardians who control the region. We don't expect much though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Dalaman descended, they took shelter behind their gates, and even now they have low regard for the plights of other nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you should you prove yourself useful. Consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I doubt they would accept aid freely offered. Little doubt. They have little doubt. So, he has little doubt that they wouldn't mind. They probably would be like, oh, okay, you know what? You can associate yourself with the area. You did help us. Kind of logic. So, yeah. Well, I'm to slow him out speed again. Whoopee. Happens. But yeah, Corvus, finally! Look at all this snow. Welcome to Canada. I mean Canada. Where's the maple syrup and the other stereotypes? Well, and where's the flag saying fuck Trump? Because man, is he a terrible president. Anyway, Lunafoit. Excuse me, can you repeat that? You wish to offer your services to House Duende? And what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? Ha! How absurd, as if we were an outsider to share the records of the observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The Holy See of Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Well, we tried our best. Here's some tank gear I can wear later as a tank class. The Unending War. Hello and have mercy. Are you still here? You may take shelter within our walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I'm on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. And where in the hell is that knight I sent out on patrol? He should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I'll use for you after all. If you still wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for my missing man. You will know him by his uniform. That of House Duende, as is mine. So, yep. We're here now in a new area to do new quests that involve doing new things, or rather doing the same things that we have been doing for many an hour. This time we're over here where there's kneeled over knight. Oh boy, he killed over. Nah, shit. Ah! Who did it sold to us? They may be doing a bit of assaulting. How assault to assault them? I've been slowed. Oh jeez, Chris, you're still here? You really are slow. No, a little bit, but yeah. We did it! We saved the night! You okay, my good sir? If it wasn't for you, sir, I reckon they would have finished me off. Despicable dragon-loving bastards! Puh! Death was a mercy they didn't deserve. I pray the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are operating within this region. Fare thee well, friend. Fare thee well to you too. Making our way back. I must say, I did not expect you to find my knight, much less rescue him. I say I may have been premature in my judgment, sir. We are a proud people, beholden to tradition, but that does not mean we are without humility. I shall ensure the astrologers entertain your request. However, understand it is ultimately their decision whether or not you may peruse their records. Pray proceed to the observatory and introduce yourself to Edmeld. Yeah. So, although he's allowing us to go into the building, that doesn't mean they're going to actually do what we desire. How many people am I going to have to fuck in order to get what I want? Well, the gentlemen come in search of the airship. This is highly unorthodox. Whatever could Sir Ludofox be thinking? It is true that we maintain meticulous records which stretch back generations. However, because this information is used to chart Divinian activity, access is strictly controlled. One can never be too careful with heretics and their sympathizers lurking about. If you would persist your inquiries, please seek an audience with Chief Astrologian for Lemont up above. Behold! Stairs. Because this is an observatorium, and they need to be able to look at the sky really good, yeah, there's a lot of stairs. You know what? Technology would be lovely. How about a lift that allows you to just get up or down really easily? Then again, stairs might take a while to get up, but you can always go down quite easily if you don't mind breaking your legs and probably other parts of your body in the process. Anyway, the person we need to talk to is here. No, absolutely not. Have you any inkling what it is you ask? I haven't even said anything yet. Were our records to fall into the wrong hands, it could change the course of a war which has waged for generations. I speak not of some mere spat between Southron nations. Ours is a holy crusade. We are the arbiters of Halone's will. I will not put our nation at great risk, certainly not to help a foreigner locate a missing airship of all things. Pardon the intrusion for a moment. I wish to speak with you regarding the reason... Oh, I did not realise you had a guest. Inquisitor Guillermain, you honour us with your presence, sir. The gentleman was just leaving. Ah, you must be the one who rescued House Doriday's knight from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. So you seek an airship last seen in Corfus 5 years ago, yes? You come to us at an inconvenient time, I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and little for the better. While you wish you the best of luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. The snows can come quickly in Corfus. One moment you may feel as though you have a firm grasp on your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge, and the next you may find yourself in an unwholly familiar situation, blind to the dangers hidden by the blizzard. It would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark whilst travelling. Do not give in to temptation and deviate from your course. Ah, what an upstanding person. I was not aware you aided House Durian in that fashion. Thank you, sir. Nevertheless, my decision stands. I cannot give you what you seek. Darn it. But alright, fair enough. He's holding fast. He give us a sort of thanks. Because, you know, grateful that we rescued a guy. But still, damn it. Man of honour! Yeah, just here, he's trying to get our attention. You there, sir. Can I help overhear your conversation with the Chief Astrologian? The main way I can assist you, but it requires that you perform for me a favour in exchange. Associate of mine has yet to return from his expedition to the cliffs east of the observatorium. He was adamant that he could conduct his observations alone, despite the presence of Exel in that vicinity. If we'd seek out this astrologer and confirm that he is well, it'd be a great comfort to me. Alright, fine, we can do that. So anyways, time to make our way down the expressway. Ah, shit. Oh wait, let me just kill myself quickly so I don't die horribly when we make it to the bottom. Now that I've landed on a fucking light. Genius planning, I know. Anywho's, onwards we go! Into the snow! It has gotten dark! God damn it! How's people's days been so far? It's a question I always like to ask. Doesn't mean I really get it. Maybe I should double check the live chat bit itself. Nope, just the bot message. That was from a while ago. Okay. Our first objective now within these snowy things is to head over this way, search for the guy, and then head out elsewhere. And while we're at it, we get to ride past this person who's busy gathering, doing a bit of mining on the wall there. The established astrologian is over here, managing to not get attacked. I am here to offer aid. Aid, how dare you? What a relief to see someone other than a goddamn Birdman. I thought I could finish my work while the X were away, but they returned far quicker than I anticipated. It's all I could do to hide and hope they might leave again before I froze to... Wait, who are you? You're not one of our knights. My house steward cannot be seen in the company of an unbeliever. Good day, sir. Didn't give me a chance to say that I was a believer. I may be a believer. Maybe unrecognized, but... I can be new here, but I can still believe in your things. Fine then. Fuck your god. See how I care. Frankly, I don't think Alone's gonna smite me down, so we're safe to just carry on. Weird. I feel like there's something missing. Oh god, my penis. Nah. Do 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 do. And we're going to constantly see a mark on the map for the Orman Fair while we're here in Corfas. I am not making my way over there to get access to a dungeon I ain't going to be doing. No, Zoe, I am refusing to do that on principle. I don't want to do it. No, no, it's not needed. It's not needed to be done anyway. It's an optional dungeon. Back up here. Yeah, get forward time not long before your wife moaning something about the disgrace of having been rescued by an unbeliever. Some in life underestimating the dangers our knights face every day. You're eager to locate your airship. It may surprise you that by saving him, you've already aided your own cause. Householder is quick to regard outsiders with suspicion, as it is their duty to sound the alarm at the first sign of Travian aggression. Yet you've already aided them twice, for which they are honour bound to repay you. Even so, they will not grant you access to the Observatorium records. That is just as well. But there are other ways you might locate your missing airship. What I propose is that you petition Lord Portalane for an official introduction to the other high houses. The word of House Donet carries tremendous weight in Ishgard. Should the captain consent, you would have little trouble obtaining information from the other high houses. Indeed, that is a sound strategy, because let's face it, maybe someone else has seen it and will be able to point us in the right direction, instead of having to rely on the Observatorium, which, yeah, we're not really going to be getting that out of it. So, thankfully, we can do this instead. I'm choosing not to break my legs this time. Much. Portalane is here. You have caused quite a stir in your short time here. First you slayed 2 heretics and saved a knight, and now I hear you rescuing a man of our house. But you must desire something for your troubles. In addition to the other high houses. Cannot deny that you've given us no cause to distrust you, but while you have performed 2 acts, you would have me endorse you to 3 high houses? Same thing that you aid us one final time, wouldn't you agree? I mean, I suppose we're going for fingers, bones, gloves. 3 for free. You need to perform a 3rd task. Well, now I understand you're very eager to find your missing airship. Worry not, for this task should take a man of your skills, but a moment to complete. Not long ago, a port bound for Skyfire Locks was ambushed on the road due west of here. Though he escaped with his life, he would very much like his wares as well. Enough chance any portion of his shipment remains, I would have you travel to the scene of robbery and bring back what you find. Lest you intend to perform such a curiosity search, bear in mind that recovering the stolen merchandise will endear you to House Hallionet, further improving the chances that they indulge your request for aid. Yeah. Oh, by the way, this quest has Fort of Fear. Yeah, I believe that's Desmond Darkhold. Yeah, and then the other blue one's probably just the levy, mate. There might be... No, yeah, levies of the thing, so... Right, anywho, onwards we go, along this way, back more towards Gridania to get our stolen wares back. Such robberies can't be left undeterred. Stolen wares number 1. Stolen wares number 2. And stolen wares number 3 is surrounded by a purpley aura, which means, damn it, it's these hooded assaulters again. When will they learn not to attack me? I have the power of killing them. Actually, there are 3 of them right now. I think a bit of a holy actually would be useful right now. The sounds of when someone dies sometimes. You want to stop me hard? No, that'd be bad. I'd be dead. With that done, we can grab the 3rd lot of stolen wares. that these guys tried to stop us from taking. How unfortunate. Their attempts failed. Onwards back to Port Elaine we go. And then that'll be free for free. And we'll be able to get introduced to the other high houses. Pardon me. Have you good tidings to share? Or better yet, stolen merchandise to show? Why, yes we do. 1, 2, and 3. God bless ye, friend. It's all here. Every last... Ah, but wait, that chest over there looks like it might have been pillaged. Bloody hell, that's personal property of Lord Francel too. Are you certain? Clearly an attempt was made to open it, but the lock appears to have held. Nevertheless, if you wish to verify the contents against your shipping manifest, be my guest. And inside a draconian rosary. Fury, take me. The possession of Lord Francel. Yet perhaps it's not so difficult to fathom. House Hanlionette is whispered to be infested with heretics. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention, sir. I shall inform the Inquisitors immediately. Under these circumstances, I must strongly advise against associating with House Hanlionette. The other introductions will need to be postponed as well. It is the duty of every guardian to root out and destroy heretics. All else must wait until this matter is resolved. Darn it. And so, the whole heretic aspect. How dare you believe in dragons? Dragons. The rose and the unicorn. So, Caliot has something very important to tell us. Come closer and listen, lad. Listen well, this is for your ears only. Lord Francel is no heretic. He is a goodly, righteous man, wholly dedicated to the cause. And that's because I served House Hanlionette for years prior to the calamity. Let's go to Skyfire Locks and warn him of the coming storm. Inquisitors are ruthless and will spare him no mercy. Speak to him of an Edelweiss, and he will know you are a friend. Now go. We shall warn him before bad shit occurs. As one way to prove, because let's face it, how do you prove you're not a heretic? Well, it could always be through the standard witch trial method where, oh, you're not a witch? Okay, leap off this cliff. If you die, then that means you weren't a witch and God will take your soul up to heaven. If you don't die, that means you are a witch and we'll now bring you back up here and burn you at the stake. There's a reason why the Salem witch trials happened the way they did. Anyways. Sir Francel, I have news for you. Yes, you look as though you have something to say, do you? Is that a reader voice in your pocket? Or are you happy to see me? Why are we trying to flirt with the person we're trying to warn about the dangers? I see. Sir Caliot has not forgotten my mother's favourite flower. Appear has not been seen in Corfast since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. You're being accused of being a heretic. That's absurd. I would sooner die than become a fool of the dragons. Alas, it matters little what I say at this point. Although the draconian Wesleyan was not found in my possession, it still be considered to be to be proof of my heresy. I must do my utmost to prove my innocence to the Inquisitors. For if they harbour even the slightest doubt, there's when I add my weight to the incessant accusations our house has suffered as late. So the gods themselves are plotting our fall. You risk much by coming here. So only proper that I recompense you for your deed. Tell me what you desire, and I shall do my best to provide. Missing airship, I see. May require a prolonged effort to locate your query. I shall direct you to one in a better position to assist you. Lord Hochefont of House Fortemps commands the garrison at Camp Dragonhead. Present to him this letter of introduction, and he will surely be receptive to your needs. Okay then. Simple enough. One Hochefont. May the many quests we get from him be bountiful and pleasant and wholesome, and I'm laying out way too thick. Anyways, up we go to this area. The area with the fucking Aetheryte. Camp Dragonhead. Which means we'll get the Aetheryte. Yippee! Sid and Elfnode have actually already made their way up to Camp Dragonhead. Yeah, now we meddle early in the first estate. God, so if I would say we're here, I'd never hear the end of it. I wonder how Elfnode's feeling in terms of the weather, because let's face it, it's probably really cold to be wearing not much. Tuning of the Aetherwide! And more quests that we're not doing. Woo! Hello there, Horshavant. Ah, the unmistakable swagger of a well-travelled adventurer. Come to pay your respects, be at ease, friend. I'm not one to stand on formality. Duly told, I would gladly welcome many and more brave souls like yourself. Enough chatter. Pray, tell me why you have come. Oh, this game's a bit... If there is any justice in this world, these charges will receive no serious consideration. It is beyond inconceivable. Ah yes, the letter made mention of passing matter for which you require assistance. What might that be? Airship related. Ah, right, okay. So there's only ways to be was last seen above Corfast before the calamity 5 years ago. Though it may prove difficult to find any eyewitnesses to these events, for while Ishgard did not participate in the Battle of Katanu, we were involved in our own internal conflicts at the time. Nevertheless, I will make inquiries on your behalf and share with you my findings in the future. In the meantime, please enjoy the hospitality of Camp Dragonhead. I will see that you are afforded every courtesy as a guest of House Four Temps. Such a lovely bloke, aiding us in the time of need. Because at the end of the day, yeah, we're looking for this airship, but let's face it, we're probably going to have to be involved in a lot of stuff. As you have doubtless realized by now, the High Houses of Ishgard, House Four Temps included, are either unable or unwilling to offer you formal assistance in your search. Sadly. However, that does not mean that there are not influential individuals within each house who are sympathetic to your cause. I'll be sending messages to the various representatives in Ishgard, though I suspect it will be quicker and more efficient if you make inquiries of your own. Lady Nin of my own House Four Temps, who resides here in Camp Dragonhead, rather enjoys the company of travellers. The Zoe Chevalier of House Helionet, who can return the Skyfire locks, though information you provide from the scribe may prove difficult to pass. Have you spoken with the chief astrologer in the house doing it yet? Really? Perhaps you'll be more accommodating once I inform you that you are a friend of House Four Temps. Do not consider yourself a Howard Desimel, as content than myself. Say the council of the three I mentioned, and return to me when finished. Yep, that's right, we gotta go talking to people. Whoopee! I believe it's wise now. I realise that I only did a small bit of this, but I need to move my leg around. Right, okay, doing the puff is fine. Okay, good. I need to move around a bit. I am wanting to do other things. I've got other things I need to do, so, well, since it's... Hey, you know what, it's like 3:05, I could actually probably get some stuff done, maybe take a nap and try and work on my sleep schedule a little bit. Well, I think I'll be up and out for WrestleMania at least. But anyway, I hope anyone who's watching this enjoys. Do all the things you can on YouTube to support the channel if you desire to. And of course check out the other stuff, like the Fire Emblem Three Houses playthrough, where I somehow lose bond points in a way that means I can't get support. Slight issue when... You know, it's a requirement for a route, but hey, you know, that's a fun time. I'll see you all next time.